What is going on, everybody? So, Primetime is not chickening out. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not, but Primetime is not chickening out. He actually had plans, and I'm just sitting home watching fights, and I'm bored. So I figured, why not talk to all you guys? So, what is going on? Drink. We are drinking. We got. Congratulations to you. If you guys want to join in, we got the link in the chat. Feel free to do that. Romeo, thank you for all the videos. Primetime's got to post them. We're a little slow at that, so we apologize for that. What else we got here? Hey, Tyson, you thought I was smoking funny cigarettes last night, but I was just saying I'll miss Sam the guy. I ain't going to miss Sam the ghost. That was an interesting take, Timothy. Very interesting take. But, I mean, it was just, listen, I think we all like Sam Darnold. He's a really cool guy, fun guy, team player, had a lot of potential. But I think if you look back at his era right now, if you say, hey, if they traded him right now and they said, what's his legacy as a Jet? I don't think it's probably disappointment at this point. So who knows? You never know. I had to bring in my little co-host here. What's up, Richard? Praise Tyson. What is this? Listen, man, I'm just hanging out. I'm watching boxing on Fox 5, which is pretty cool. Saturday cooking with Primetime. Primetime next Sunday. I know he's excited about that. He's getting challenged by Jay. So, we'll see. Hope we're going to do a Super Bowl live stream, and then we're going to have a halftime cooking show. And I think Primetime's also going to have peanut butter and jelly too. So even Rose is here. I feel flattered that Rose took time to join us. What's up, man? Last night, I pulled a rookie move, and that I left my power cord for my laptop in my office, which is in about an hour from me. So I had to go to freaking Best Buy today and spend $55 on one because I'm too lazy to drive. What's up, man? Let me put this thing in here again so I don't forget to do it. So this is not Primetime. It's like, dude, I'm busy. I'm like, no problem. We'll just hang out. So Jay's about to whoop Primetime's ass. Primetime's a really good cook, man, but Jay is as well. So that's going to be interesting. Don't blame the power cord. You were a Jack's wife. Yeah, it could be too, man. What's up, coach? I did pull Gase. I was embarrassed. I was like, you got to be kidding me. What a rookie move that was. So if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, fire them up. I don't care. I got plenty of time. If you guys got time, I got plenty of Truly too. Just hanging out. If you live in New Jersey, it's freaking got a big snowstorm coming in. So for those at you there, be careful if you're in. And yeah, maybe he is with her. You're right. It could be. You never know. What's up, Deshaun? So if you're in Jersey, be careful. Big snowstorm. Also, if you guys out there, anybody struggling, man, like some people, we get a lot of emails, direct messages about people about, just anxiety, depression, stuff like that. Tough times, man. Crazy times still, especially with the vaccine and stuff like that. So be careful out there. Be confident. Reach out. You can always talk to somebody, man. It's never as bad as you think it is. So what's up, Martine? It's Martine. How you doing? Let's see. I got 2 24-ounce pineapple Trulies. Let's go, man. I'm with you. I got a bunch. Even Legend got one over there too. He better not spill, but I'm sure he will. What's up? The Flyers. You watching the Flyers? You got to be kidding me. So any houses in New Jersey? There's a plenty, man. Right now, everybody's leaving New York and New Jersey and going south. So it's, snow is going to get crazy, man. Like where I work, it's going to be like a foot of snow they're calling for, though. So new graphic on the screen. Yeah, man, I'm changing shit up around here. Primetime's be like, what the hell do you do? What's some more charities you and Primetime get involved in? We do Toys for Tots, Jersey City Fire Department, the American Cancer Society. I do a lot of the community food bank just because it's in my area and I see people when I drive to work. Pretty much anything. We supported a lot of players' charities. Brandon Marshall, Terrell Pryor, Lorenzo Malden, Elijah McGuire. We helped a lot of Brandon Copeland, a lot of them, man. So it's not a phone number. It's the link in the chat. If you want to join it, just hit it. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, no, Kevin's out, man. He had plans, and I figured why not talk to you guys instead of just chilling out. So I don't know. Watching Rangers Penguins. I don't know anything about the boxing fight, Romeo. I saw it was on. I love combat sports. I could watch any kind of fight any time of day. So I put it on. I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. In Virginia, yeah, this snow, man, crazy, absolutely crazy. But we've been pretty lucky in New Jersey, man. We haven't gotten a lot over time, so time he didn't get demoted, man. I should got demoted last night for not having a power cord. Stream during the blizzard? We could probably do that. Why not? We'd be sitting home doing nothing, probably drinking and eating all day. Hindsight's not a sellout. Fuck the Flyers. I'm not a big Flyer fan, man. I'm a Devils fan, so. Tyson, do you know these Caleb guys boxing tonight? Are they good? Honestly, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm willing to watch and tell you, though. We can all watch it together if you want. I can give you some analysis to the best of my ability. Mercer County, yep. Yeah, that's the same thing. I work in Somerset, man. That's what they're saying. So all that area is supposed to get pounded. They're saying like a foot or something like that. What percentage do you put Sam being the quarterback next season for the Jets? Primetime's Hat is joining us tonight. I'm going to say percentage, 60% chance right now. What's up, Joe? Primetime has food poisoning again. Oh, man. He's fine, man. He's just busy. He's a busy guy. The UFC is next weekend. Frank Yeager's fighting. Timur Vallia is fighting. I saw them both in the last couple of days. They look awesome. They look more than ready to go, which is super cool. So we got that. Yeah. You got to put some respect on Legend's name there, man. I don't know why our titles didn't come up. We didn't have our little things on there. I don't know why that happened, but that's my little furry friend. Pretty cool last night. We had a guy try to bring in our kangaroos. We didn't really see him clearly, but that's pretty cool. Freehold, you're probably about 20 minutes from me, man. So that's pretty cool. I'm in the brick area, so we're not far off. Let's see what else we got here. I don't think he'll come back to fight Oliveira. I think his money fight is Connor, and he didn't get it, and that's why he is just chilling out now. He's going to wait for all these guys. And then you have Poirier doesn't want to fight Chandler, so that's pretty crazy too. This is a hot rumor as well. Stafford, they're saying it could be done by Tuesday. Peter King said by Tuesday, which is pretty wild. Usman Burns is going to be wild. We definitely need kangaroos for sure. So we will go to Elias.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not much. How you doing? Where are you from?
I'm from Rochester, New York, man.
Nice. What are you up to tonight?
Not much. Just chilling out and ready to talk some Jets, man.
All right. So the Deshaun Watson thing, the more and more I'm hearing, the more and more they're mentioning Panthers and Dolphins. What do you think about that?
So I think he's going to go to the Panthers personally. Yep. If you see the Dolphins getting involved, I think you have to do everything you can. I would do everything I can to get him. You know, for me, I'm super against rolling with Sam Darnold. Play the guitar. And I like the guy, but man, the excuses they're way too many, man. I know, the situation around him, but then why does he stare at wide open receivers, not pull the trigger? Why does his footwork still stink? Like, that's not just situation and coaching, So I'm all about moving on from him. Hopefully I want to see him do well somewhere else, but I just don't think here's the right spot. So Deshaun Watson's definitely my favorite spot. I don't think we're going to get him.
What's your plan B then?
Zach Wilson.
Okay, and why?
So Deshaun Watson's probably the only quarterback I would trade for. Like, I don't know if Stafford's the best fit. He's a great player, but age-wise, So that's how I feel about it.
But why do you want Zach Wilson, though? What sold you on him over Justin Fields?
So for me, I'm not going to act like I'm some draft expert or something, but I heard that
we're all draft experts, man. We all watch the same YouTube highlights.
I hear that he fits the system really well, and I'm all about that. Fields too. As long it's not Lawrence, which is unfortunate, but either Wilson or Fields, either one. Even Trey Lance, man. I just heard that Wilson fits the system real well, so I want a good quarterback. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know a lot about him, and I've been lazy as hell in terms of watching any kind of tape on Zach Wilson. Or I like Justin Fields, but again, it's who knows. But so if you had to make a prediction right now, week 1 starter, who's going to be at quarterback?
Zach Wilson, probably. I don't think Joe Douglas is the type to trade so many picks for one player.
Okay.
It just seems like what he's talking about, building up the lines, stuff like that. I think he wants to build up the offensive line through the draft, build up, the defense, stuff like that. So I would love it, but I kind of doubt it.
Now, you're taking Zach Wilson at 2, or are you going to trade down and get him later on?
Oh, take him at 2. The whole trade down for a quarterback thing is stupid. If you like your guy, you take
Get
him
'em.
there for a quarterback.
Don't
Exactly.
risk it.
Like,
Yep.
don't get cute with it. Yeah, you could pick up an extra first round pick, but what's it gonna be worth when your guy comes off the board? That's how I feel about it. Just don't get cute. If you want the
Yep.
quarterback, take him there.
I definitely agree. It's like, if you have a guy that you're just targeting and that's it, just double down and get him and move on. And just, if you're that hot on him, you take him. You have no choice. It's gonna be fascinating.
Exactly.
I kind of see what you're saying too. And the one thing about, because when Salah got hired, this whole Deshaun Watson thing wasn't really playing out yet. It was like kind of rumblings, but now it's like his whole thing was his offense is easy reads, quarterback friendly, all these different things. And the more he talked, I'm like, this screams good for a rookie quarterback. That's all I kept thinking. Like the way he's breaking this down, like any rookie quarterback can flourish. You look at the 49ers, Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard and all these guys when Garoppolo got down, when they all came in, they all looked serviceable. I mean, Nick Mullins beat the Jets for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Better than Darnold.
Right. So he did, right? So it's like, all right, if you're going to do that, if you don't want to double down on Sam, you don't want to give him a make it a break it year. Don't pick up his 5th year option. Draft the quarterback and move on. Like I'm all in on Watson, but the plan B for me still isn't Sam though. I'm still trying to explore other options.
I'm right with you there, man. Yeah. And fortunately, there's a lot of options, a lot of quarterback movement this offseason, but it should be interesting for sure. Yeah.
A lot of big names. You got Goff, Stafford. I mean, there's a lot of big names.
Yeah,
a lot of guys make a lot of money too.
We'll see. Yeah, for sure.
Well, man, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good night.
You too. All right. So that's our first one. Primetime does not have food poisoning. He's not here. He's just hanging out, man. I'm sitting here. I'm watching boxing on a Saturday night. I figure why not drink some what's in the cup? Truly lemonade, man. I just put them in there because it's easier instead of just drinking out of cans. So, yep. Hey, man, there's no obligation to watch. If this is not your flavor, no big deal. Just tune out. No big deal at all. They're saying Peter King hinted he can go to the NFC West, but I'm not really sure. That was his little note for today, but I don't know. Boxing tips for tonight? I have no idea, man. I don't know anything about these guys. I just like combat sports. He doesn't have pride. He doesn't have food poisoning. He may have food poisoning next Sunday after he eats his cooking or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So tell Primetime his date isn't that important. Okay. So we're gonna go to Tim. Tim, what's up, man?
Good evening, Tyson. It's nice to be back. Thanks so much for having me on, and you're doing amazing.
Try something new.
Yeah, last night was fun. This is great. I love you. I love it when you're going solo like this. It's fun. And I see that Mr. Primetime has a hot date, but he had time enough to do a video on Trey Lance. Did you see that?
No, did he really?
He did a 2-minute video on Trey Lance. It just came out, I guess. But my question for you, sir, is this: like Deshaun mania looks like it's maybe not happening. So if Deshaun doesn't happen,
I don't think you can go that far. He's now changed his social media. He's slowly but surely taking the Jamal Adams route where he's changing all his social media pictures. He's basically saying, I'm not coming back. He's willing to hold it out. He had a person now say he's willing to play hardball and lose money for it. So if you have a blueprint for how to hold out and how to make this trade happen, he's pretty much following every step right now. Yeah,
and then the stories come at you so fast it gets really confusing. But I guess my question to you is, say we don't get Deshaun.
Panic.
What is your take? You're just going to trust JD and take the number 2 pick and get a quarterback, either Lance, Fields, the other dude. I like with the previous caller, I wholeheartedly agree. Use the number 2 pick to pick the best quarterback available. I don't like, if it's not Deshaun, I'd rather take the draft pick and start with someone fresh. What do you think?
But do you keep number 2? Say if you take Zach Wilson at 2, do you still keep Sam Darnold? Do you trade Sam Darnold and just make this Zach Wilson's team?
Whoever JD and the brain trust decides to take on, Sam's got to go. Wash your hands of Sam. Can you imagine the nightmare of having him be on the sideline with all that freaking drama, that sadness of all that he's been through?
Another quarterback competition.
Well, if you think about how many the pieces that we really need, offensive line. I mean, what about the secondary? I mean, you're going to need to trade Sam as a tool to get additional building blocks, and we just have to hope and pray that JD makes the right decision. Whoever the new hotshot quarterback is, we just got to hope it works out. I mean, but it's amazing. Like it's still at the end of the day, it's like a huge crapshoot, which makes it incredibly interesting. But
interesting. It makes it nerve-wracking, man, because you have the only known commodity, the only proven guy is Deshaun Watson. Everybody else, including Sam Darnold's a question mark. And then going into another year with a question mark is completely frustrating.
Hating it. But do you remember, was it not that long ago where we were just, it was so simple. It was like tank for Trevor. And then it got incredibly complicated, but whatever. I'll take it. It's just,
it was simple a couple of years ago when we had Sam Darnold. Like, oh, we have our franchise quarterback, build around him and let's flourish. 3 years later, here we are questioning him. Now, like, we're starting over again. And before that, we had Geno and fucking Hackenberg and Petty. And it's just this, it's like a carousel every goddamn time, man. It's getting ridiculous. And now it's like, the only thing about a rookie quarterback is we're going to go through it again. Now it's like you take Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and you pray. Can this finally be the guy? Can this finally be the guy? That's why I want Deshaun Watson so bad, because like next 10 years, we have a guy.
I would love that. I would love that.
To me,
let's hope.
Crazy.
I mean, but with all the swirl of the social media and the news stories coming out at such a blistering pace, it's hard to, like what you said before, they were floating all these Deshaun, the typical, language, the verbiage that you hear.
Yep.
But Jesus, no, if we lose him, that's going to be another blow. But what do you think about,
especially to the Dolphins?
What do you think about this kid, Trey Lance?
Don't know enough about him, man.
Don't know. Just trust JD, trust the
I don't
process,
trust anybody.
right?
Like, listen, I don't trust anybody because the whole thing is, if we're being completely honest and fair, Joe Douglas's first 2 years of GM, he didn't do all that well other than the Jamal Adams trade. He didn't. The draft class is a complete incomplete. His free agent class is a mess. So everybody blamed everything. Like Gase got the blame for almost everything, and Joe Douglas got kind of scot-free. He's like, no big deal. Gase blamed it. Now it's on him, dude. He's completely 1,000%. He's getting credit for having rolling over salary cap money, all this stuff. So now it's all like, great. Now you got to draft well. You got to figure out what you can do at your quarterback position, because now you got your coach that we're all surprised you got. You thought outside the box, but dude, I don't trust nobody. He's got a shitload to prove to me, man.
But if he does prove it to you, though, there's his legacy. There's his legacy. We can all move on.
Getting Deshaun Watson could be his legacy. Yeah, say, you know what? I got the Jets a left tackle, and I got them a quarterback, and possibly the coach. That could be three things. He could be a hero in New York.
Jesus, can you imagine Highway 77 opening up for Deshaun Watson?
Just fuck, dude, anybody. Just can you imagine just winning football games again and being like 9-7, 10-6. Jesus Christ, man! Like I can't and that's like every year, like our podcast, all our shows, dude, we've been so doom and gloom for 3 years now. It's awful. Like you're tired of being a miserable fan, but you have no choice. There's nothing to be positive about. The quarterback's playing like shit. The offense looks terrible. The coach is incompetent. You don't trust the owners. It's okay.
It feels a little different this time, though. I don't know.
Maybe I'm
getting sucked into the hype, but it feels a little bit different. Let's leave it at that. You're busy. Let's hope for Deshaun, and if not, make the right pick and just get to the playoffs within 2 years. That's my plan.
Let's do it, man. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
It's nice to see you. Have
a good night.
You too, man.
All right, so that's Tim joining us once again. If you guys want to join in, just hit that link, man. I'm just hanging out, drinking beer, watching fights. We'll see who you guys got here. Imagine actually looking like a real O and scoring. I mean, dude, we are so behind the times of football right now. We got to get caught up. Flyers blew their lead. I'm glad. That's good news. You're not happy, but I am, because I'm a Devils fan. That's good news. Becton is too big. The one thing about Becton that's interesting is his injuries, man. He was injured a lot. Is that conditioning? I'm wondering if a full NFL offseason is going to help him or not. But it's definitely a little bit of a concern going forward. I don't want Ryan Fitzpatrick back, but if the Jets do keep Darnold and double down on him, I would not mind to have some kind of veteran guy to push him, and like a competent guy, not like Mike White, David Fales, like somebody's going to really push him. If you guys get any topics you want to cover, just fire it away. Highway 77. I think somebody gave that to Becton. I'm not sure who. What else we got here? Tyson, why not draft Jones in a later first round? I believe he's the most accurate of the quarterbacks and would be the best in this quarterback-friendly offense. Listen, man, if you're going to talk about quarterbacks that have like the whole rap on Zach Wilson was his competition and everything else. I mean, Matt Jones had it all. He's done it all, and he had an excellent Senior Bowl too. So you can make an argument for him. But I mean, do you want to sit in a late first round and sweat it out and hope you get him? I don't know. We're going to go to Cliff Hopkins. What's up, man? Yo, Cliff. Can you hear me, Cliff?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain, man. I'm a big fan of the show.
You message us, dude. You send me some direct messages and stuff. I always talk to you.
Yeah, I've been with you since you and Long Beach Joe was doing your thing.
Doing this a while. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, but I have a couple of things I want to actually talk to you about though. That's concerns or things that's on my mind that I want to ask you about.
You look
And
like
what
John
your
Jones,
thoughts?
man. You know that?
Nah, I didn't know that.
He does. Dude, I thought the same exact. You look like John Bones Jones, man. Look, the
But
UFC champion. Yep, good.
well, I'm in North Carolina. I've been a Jet fan since '91.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing. Like to me, the the uh the top two things the team needs is a quarterback and a pass rusher because
Okay.
we're changing from a 3-4 to a 4-3 defense.
Yep.
So we need a pass rusher. Now we have an interior pass rush with Quentin Williams and John Franklin Myers. Now we have that, but with that defensive end to help those guys,
Yep.
the defense will be a whole lot better.
Yep.
Now, but the thing is, I'm in favor of Deshaun Watson, but at the same time, I kind of want to take those draft picks and build a team for the future.
Okay.
You know, so I'm kind of lost. I'm kind of stuck on that right there.
Yeah,
But
but
I
the
want to
thing
know
is,
your thoughts as far as that, though.
listen, man, I understand the whole building the team thing. The most important part of building a team is the quarterback.
As a quarterback, yeah, I get that.
That's and like I like and listen, I know a lot of Sam fans are out there, but I'm not like I think the damage is kind of done. A change of scenery
I
is
am not
better.
a Sam fan. He needs to be gone. I am not a Sam fan, man. And I'm glad Prime Time is not here, but I am not a Sam fan.
Yeah, I mean, so if it's not going to be Deshaun Watson, I would explore every other avenue possible other than Sam to try to address the problem. Now, I don't want Jared Goff. Stafford, I think, is going to go somewhere else. But it's like, listen, maybe draft somebody, like be creative, figure it out.
Wilson, maybe? Or maybe at 23, we can draft a guy from North Dakota State.
Like, the thing about Fields is look at how we all watched him play against Clemson and how fired up we were. Like, he was making some great throws, good reads, all this stuff. He gets banged up. He doesn't play good against Alabama. And everybody's like, oh, he sucks now. So is he the good Fields or the bad Fields? Like, you got to look at his whole body of work. It's good,
yeah, man. And I'm like you. I'm a fan of Fields, but it seemed like social media and fans have got me on the Wilson bandwagon all of a sudden because of the system that he fits with Shanahan.
Yep.
And then honestly, we can't hold on. And let me say this. We honestly can't say he's going to bring in the Shanahan system because we don't have the players for the Shanahan system. So the Shanahan system, whatever system that we have offensively has to be adapted to our players.
Right, which they'll do. I mean, you have guys like yards after the catch guys like Mims and Crowder. I mean, you can change some things and adapt certain things. But, I mean, listen, if you look at Fields, he's a phenomenal talent, man. Like
I like him.
So it's going to be interesting, really interesting.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Jamison Crowder is worth $11.5 million?
No.
I like Jamison Crowder.
Not that much.
Wow, and I like him.
I'll clarify though. If you're going to take that money and roll it over and say Curtis Samuel and Allen Robinson, so you invest and roll two other guys, like you want, like especially if you have a rookie quarterback, you want professional pass catchers and Crowder.
You can do that.
Yeah, but I want yep, good.
Now, if you can take that $11.5 million and get those players,
yep,
and Curtis Samuel, I think is like an underrated guy.
He is.
Like I really think that he like I said, I'm from North Carolina. Like I'm a Duke fan. That's why I'm a Crowder fan first and foremost. But I think but he's played good for our Jets at the same time though. But at the same time, I like the guy at Carolina, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, listen, I'm not discounting Crowder. I mean, we can definitely keep him for one more year and let him, grow with a young quarterback. That's fine, no problem. Like that's completely cool. But if you can take it and upgrade and use that money, say, you know what? Thank you for coming here, but we're going to bring in two receivers that are younger, more explosive, everywhere else. Then go for it. Like
I get that.
Every position can be upgraded, man. Every one of them, especially if you're going to have a young quarterback, because you want to give him. Like my whole thing with them is you want to have like 2 or 3 receivers they can grow together for the next 3 or 4 years. So if you draft Fields or Wilson, I want these guys to play together year in and year out for at least 3 years, so they have the chemistry, the route running, the offense. Like have a team grow together. We haven't done that forever, dude. It's like it's ass backwards all the time.
Hey, I have another question for you. Okay, now we just got Robert Saleh and the offensive coordinator now. Why are fans so worried about the offensive coordinator leaving when we're good and when we haven't gotten anywhere yet with him?
Dude,
Like, why is that so much of a big deal to the
I would love
fans
to have that.
already?
I would love to have that problem. If our coordinator's leaving, that means we have a top 10 offense. We haven't had a top 10 offense like a decade since probably Fitzpatrick, Marshall, and Decker.
Yeah, but the fans are already worried about him leaving already.
Dude,
don't worry about that right now. We can't afford to worry about that right now.
Dude, let's just get good first. Let's start winning football games. Let's have a comp. Like we are so far away from worrying. Like, I can't worry about the guy leaving. I want the guy to be good when he gets here. Like, how about worrying about him being actually good? Like,
that's how I think. That's how I think, Tyson.
Dude, it's crazy, man.
Thank you for having me on on the show live too, man.
It's good to see you, man. It's great to see you. We've messaged so many times over the years.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. Have a good night.
We have. Yes, sir. You have one too.
That's pretty cool. I've talked to him so many times through Twitter. So for those of you that are wondering where primetime is, because I see first of all, the boxing is on Channel 5, Fox 5 in New York. So that's where that is. I can see somebody's mad that primetime's not here. Primetime got lost in his darkness. He had plans tonight, man. And I'm sitting home chilling out. So I figured we just watch some fights. So he's not here. So you're obviously disappointed. You don't like my co-host, which is fine. I like him. He's drinking Truly just like Primetime. He's got the sunglasses on. So, I mean, I'm not really sure. And he's probably going to offer some Sam Darnold takes in about 10 minutes. So Primetime is kind of here in theory. So if you guys want to join, I keep putting the chat in there. I don't know how to do this shit all at the same time. I suck at technology. Anything you want us to talk about, we talk about it. Let's see. Thank you guys for joining us last night, obviously, and throughout the week. Tuesday night show on Blog Talk was completely crazy. We uploaded on Spreaker. It's on YouTube. Let's go through some of these comments here. The Mac Jones thing is interesting, especially after the Senior Bowl, man. Very, very interesting. The offensive line, you wonder how many of these guys are going to be good that they already have, or if they can get rid of anybody, because a friend of mine is completely against the offensive line coach. We'll see. And you wonder about, is Van Roten back? Is Alex Lewis back? So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Islander fan. There you go. Islanders, Rangers, Devils. I'm with the Devils as well. These guys are boxing. I haven't seen nice lead hook. Who are you looking at taking the later rounds of the draft? It kind of goes to what happens in free agency first. Free agency dictates a lot, man. But to me, like running backs kind of are later on. You want to get more value in your later rounds. That's what, if you look at this last draft class, he had a punter. You got to get good value here. This guy got smoked. He got dropped good there. And he's tackling the referee. What the hell's going on here? So if you guys want to join, feel free. If you guys are bored, log off. I don't know. I'm just hanging out. So he passed the eye test, although we need to see him under pressure more. So what does that mean, though? Do you pass on him at 2 and hope he's back later on the first round? Is that the game you want to play? Let's see. I'm one of the few that's against the Watson trade. Our stadium last year got so many players put in the IR. Now we're going to trade the future away for what? So now we're going to not trade for Watson because of MetLife turf. I mean, that's the point we're at now. I can't really go with that one, man. If that's, then why would anybody come here? Why would any player want to come here then if they know they're going to get hurt and they were scared about the turf? And if the turf is any kind of issue, I'm sure the Jets and Giants are privately probably addressing it in the offseason. So, but I don't think that's a tough one to take there. Favorite Metallica song? Nothing Else Matters, probably. Master of Puppets. I got a lot of them, dude, but there's some. So I like their older, angrier stuff. Some of the new stuff isn't kind of my thing. He'll be gone by 23. So if Mac Jones is your guy, then what do you do? Trade back and try to get him? Romeo, stay away from Mac Jones and Kyle Trask. Don't trust them. Yeah, they asked Salah about that a couple times in interviews. He said it was fine too. This might be biased since I'm a Bama fan. Thoughts on drafting Bama Service and getting Devontae at 2? Not come on, chemistry. Your chemistry is what? You're going to draft the entire Alabama team. That's your oh yeah. I like any kind of rock, man. I like the grunge rock, punk rock, anything. Like people send us all kinds of messages with their bands. I listen to any band. You have an independent band you want to let me listen to? I'm in. I check out any kind of band there is. Not a problem at all. Joe Namath with his thoughts on Alabama quarterbacks. I can't wait to tailgate either, man. Jesus. Rose was here before. She came in, she insulted me, and she left. So I guess she was bored that Primetime wasn't here. I don't know. This is a great question. Does Watson get traded before free agency or after? Man, that's a good question because once it gets up to the draft, does it heat up before the draft? Do they kind of let it string out? A lot of teams can be held in limbo. The Texans could play hardball. That's a really good question, man. I don't know. Did that dude the other day admit to lying about sparring with Frankie Edgar? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Because a lot of these guys I know personally, man. We train with them, so we could ask them. And I mean, I don't really think that actually happened. So big fan of Kill Switch Engage. They have that one live concert. I think it's from years ago with Howard Jones. Phenomenal. I watch that on YouTube all the time. Let's see. What else you guys got here? Any topics you want to cover them. I'll try my best to get through all these. Let's see. There's a couple good ones there. I keep missing them all. Tyson, I give you credit for all your streams. These guys are savage. You get used to it, man. Twitter's worse than YouTube, man. Twitter's some tough streets, especially like people just come at you with like, some little egghead on you and just attack you for days and days and days and just relentless. And they send you direct messages and all kinds of shit. So, here's what it is, though. That's social media. That's what people do. A lot of internet warriors out there, and that's cool. It's whatever floats your boat. We'll be live streaming the Super Bowl, so that should be interesting. We're going to do a halftime cook-off with Primetime and Jay. He's going to eat his first peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is always interesting. From the South Bronx, now in Florida. If I was GM, trade down for more picks, give Sam one more year with better talent and coaching. Do you bring in competition for him is the question, though. That's the question. Do you bring in like a veteran guy to push him? Do you draft somebody? Do you think James Morgan, who's in bubble wrap all year, comes back and does something, can actually push him? I have no idea, but I don't want to hand the job to Sam with no competition. By no means. Let's see here. You guys want to join? The link is in the chat. Don't be scared. I think you're all scared now because friggin' everybody rips you to shreds. So it's not that bad. What's your take on Jake Paul versus Ben Askren? I think it's bullshit is what I think. I think if Jake Paul wanted to prove something, go against a legitimate MMA striker. Like, seriously, like bring on, like, there's so many great MMA strikers in the UFC, Bellator, one, anywhere. Even, Pro Fight League. Fight one of those guys. Ben Askren's not known for his striking. It's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. So what do you got here? I could actually do that. I could ask him. I saw him today. I could actually do that. He probably would. He is such a really, really cool, down-to-earth guy, man. You guys would love him. Frankie Edgar is such a class act. Tough fight a week from now in Vegas. Really, really good guy, man. He could do it. A couple guys that could probably get on. But you guys, the fear I have is we bring him on a live show like this, and you guys just trash the shit out of him in the chat, and it's like, oh, man, he's a friend of mine, man. Coach, I'm a MMA coach and in a couple schools in New Jersey. Caller Steve, he waffles all the time, man. He waffles all the time. He liked Fields, then he likes Wilson, then he likes Sam again. He belongs in IHOP, man. He's always serving up the waffles. Garcia versus Pac-Man. I mean, Pac-Man's he's out of the Conor McGregor thing now because Conor McGregor lost. So now he's backing out of it, which is no surprise because now McGregor's got to prove himself, and that big payday's not going to be there. Garcia's a badass, though, man. Pacquiao's a badass, too, to be honest with you. Let's see. Kill the chat when you bring Frankie. We could do that, too. There's a couple guys, man, that you would really – there's some of these – the one thing, really cool thing about UFC fighters or fighters in general is they're very, very humble. They're very just down to earth, man. They just talk and they're just very personable. And they share insight on training and the battles they faced. It's so much different than NFL players, man. So much different. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Can't let you do that. That would just not, he's a Hall of Fame fighter, man. There's no way in hell. Tyrone is always traveling. What I like about Sewell is having bookend tackles. He could shift to left if Becton gets hurt. Yeah, but you're bringing him in as a right tackle then? Who are you moving? You got to move somebody, man. That's the problem. If you guys want to join, just hit up. I'll put this out here again. Don't be scared, man. There's no need to be scared. Just come on and talk with me. So I don't have to keep staring at this friggin' gremlin. Tyson, that slam Frankie made a great man was disgusting. He made a couple, man. He's had some wars, man. He's had some absolute wars. I mean, even some of the fights that he's unfortunately lost have been legendary fights, man. So, what position with which player to plug in free agency? There's so many. I mean, to me, I'm big about receivers. I want receivers. You're gonna need corners. You need a lot of players, man. Look at your Jets offense right now. You need what? If you want Perriman's not coming back, so you need a legitimate receiver. You need linemen. You want another running back, you draft one there. The defense, you can need what, 2 corners. If May leaves, you need 2 safeties, unless you trust Ashton Davis. You need a pass rusher. Yeah, a lot of holes, man. You got a lot of holes, a lot of people out there. So let's see here. Steve is like Tyrone, both pancakes. Tyrone, man, he's done really well. You got to keep in mind, Tyrone's not really, he was not a host at any point in his life. We brought him on just as because we love him so much. And he's learning on the fly, man. He's doing really good because it's relentless. A live call-in show is very, very difficult. It's not as easy as you guys think it is, man. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, he actually messaged me too. That's so cool seeing kangaroos. I want to see a koala next, and then I'll be completely set. We'll go. Let's see. Do you think the Jets have talent we didn't see because of Gase's bad coaching and Sam? I do. I think they could. Well, you look at some of the games. They could have won some of these games. They're just so poorly coached. A resident musician. Yeah, that was funny as shit last night. Yeah, what's up, Matthew? The chat. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple guys I could ask to bring on, but just we can't. We have to have some kind of rule. If I bring on UFC fighters, we can't tear them to shreds, man, because they just most callers piss off primetime. Tuesday's show is probably the most animated we've gotten in a while. That was a pretty crazy show. Tyrone gets all fired up. You could tell he gets all just crazy. So we'll bring on Jake now because Jake does fight with Tyrone. So what's up, Jake?
What's going on, man? Another night.
Yeah, living the dream, drinking some Trulies and hanging out. What are you doing?
All right, so let me make it very clear. This is my apartment, everybody. You ready? It's a studio apartment.
Yeah, we saw the doors last night.
I know, just giving everybody perspective. It's not like I have.
it was funny as shit.
Yeah, I know. I saw the comments, but actually, I kind of wanted to break away from just the quarterback. I kind of want to think about rounds 2, I guess 2 to 3 to 7. Like, who do you think how should we attack the draft? Maybe I was curious to get your perspective. Like, what do you think we should do?
What happens in the free agency is the question. Who's the quarterback? Who's the receiver? Like if we come out of here with Deshaun Watson and Allen Robinson, that your draft approach completely changes. If you have Joe Thuney, things change. It's so different, man.
Well, you at least have to understand, there's depth we still have to figure out. Especially, we're not completely sold on all the running backs yet. We like Perrine or Perrine. We maybe give Josh out. But you think about guys like Chuma Hubbard from Oklahoma State. I would take him in maybe the 3rd, 4th round to get good depth at the running back position because they're going to run a ton in this offense. I've said it before already with San Fran, and you've watched them have McKinnon and Coleman and Wilson. They're going to bring in running backs into this system, so it's not just going to be 1 or 2 guys. And then even for safety, you think about if Marcus May doesn't resign with us and he wants $12-15 million, some albatross number, then we should probably look at that as a feature pick, I guess, maybe fifth.
Yeah, but you got to look at like you said, to me, if you're gonna have you could have 2 holes at safety. Ashton Davis got a lot to prove. You're gonna need corners. You need a pass rusher. You have a lot of things. Say in theory, say in the offseason, you get say Allen Robinson, Deshaun Watson, and whatever, Joe Thuney, or whatever, or say a quality offensive lineman. Then my approach would be we got our defense does need some pieces too. I'd go running back in the 4th round, and I'd go corner, pass rusher, try to we have legit you have faith in Salah and these guys to get this defense rolling, but we still need legitimate players because they're gone, they're leaving. It's there's a lot of missing pieces here, and you know what I mean. Jordan Jenkins could be gone. I mean, we don't have proven guys there, so you try to get young explosive players. Hopefully, Joe Douglas has a feel, but the secondary needs an upgrade, man. Especially Brian Poole could be gone. I mean, if you lose Poole in May, you got to find guys to replace him.
Yeah, I would love it's funny, we talk about all the old players in the NFL, Joe Horn's son, J.C. Horn, is a quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's going to be in it. Asante Samuel's son's going to be in this draft. So there's going to be some and I think there's that one kid, what's he from, Wake Forest? I think there's another quarterback. I'm thinking of Bash in the pass rusher, sorry. But, yeah, there's going to be a lot of, good young cornerbacks in this draft. We may have to use a 2nd-round pick, but this is the time to do it because let's at least get one shutdown corner. And I think Bryce Hall still has a future. I still think this kid's got first, second round potential, big time. In
I'm curious to see Bless Austin in this defense too. If he gets coached up differently, what Bless Austin can be, because I think he has some talent. He didn't play very well last year at all. I didn't think so. But you have some young guys. Hopefully they can show something. I'd be real fascinated to see if Richard Sherman comes here because Richard Sherman still has something left. He'd be an excellent mentor he's a technician. He'd be an excellent mentor for all these young guys. That'd be an interesting guy to bring in. But yeah, we need an upgrade of young guys that can play day one and let them all learn. Because listen, if we're being completely honest, this is not a playoff team this year, unless you get Deshaun Watson, you can think about it. But if it's going to be a young team, draft the guys and play the guys. I think Gase didn't do because he's so fucking stubborn. But get him on the field, right? But seriously, you have to embrace the youth movement. Get them all on the field, man.
We should have done that like
Cameron Clark was ridiculous.
Yeah, not playing Cameron Clark was ridiculous. They should just give Morgan the chance. Just let the kid go out there and show me he can at least throw one completion, anything. And that last game against Darnold, I literally was just counting down the seconds. When is this shit show going to be over?
It's terrible. Terrible roster management last year. Terrible. Terrible. It was awful.
But I'm hoping these 1-year deals are at least an example to say, hey, listen, I tried it out. And then finally I know who's going to work for the money, who did work for the money, and who maybe will say, I'm worth a 2-year, 3-year deal, whatever it is.
The Band-Aid approach is getting old, man. He's got to get 3 or 4-year deals and bank down on talent that he sees. If you find talented guys, get him here for 3 years. You need a nucleus at some point. You can't keep playing this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, and the bottom line is right now, obviously we have to get the quarterback. That's 1,000%. But at the end of the day, it's we praise. We want to talk about praising JD, and we want to say that Salah has some knowledge, maybe more about the NFL. What people say. I want to see them have a well-rounded draft. I want to know that to me personally, I think Chris Ballard's the best general manager in the NFL. This guy gets second round. He's like the upcoming Belichick who knows how to get in the second round, but he actually selects real. When he took Rocky Sin 2 years ago, I was like, this guy's going to be a starting cornerback, and they got him in the second round. And those are probably one of our picks for Darnold. It was a genius move. And also, by the way, I said in the chat a few times, I was talking to my I have a cute couple of sports agent buddies. I want to know he's here. 2 players of his, one went to the Colts and the Patriots, and they said that Stafford, the Colts, is looking extremely likely right now.
That's a good move for them, man. Behind that offensive line, that's a good move for Stafford, man.
Yeah, they said he's the most intrigued by it, and part of me feels like he would want to go to shockingly, maybe the Cowboys, if they're just screw it, we're not going to pay Dak and Stafford.
They're paying Dak. You got to pay Dak, man. Dak belongs in Dallas. I mean, they have to pay him, dude.
No, they'll pay him. I just don't think Dak's. I've never been a Dak Prescott fan. I've been saying it for years. I don't think he's worth the $35 million or something.
That's the going rate, dude.
With it, yeah.
But I mean, listen, I like Dak. I mean, he's done all the right things for the Cowboys. They got to pay him. I'm into that. He's earned it. He deserves it. They should give it to him. He belongs in Dallas.
No, he will. When he tore his ankle, I felt terrible. I don't want to watch any player go through. I don't even care. It's just horrible watching that. But he did. Look, he gambled also. I mean, let's just be fair. He did. Well, he got 30-something million. He said no. I'm like, dude, you haven't really proven anything yet. So why don't you take the money and maybe you can restructure it?
Yeah, but look what Kirk Cousins got, and he didn't fucking deserve that contract. Dak is better than Cousins, dude.
No,
the quarterback market's inflated. It just is what it is. So I'm I like Dak, man. I like what he's about. I like the way he handles himself, and I think he earned it. I think Cowboys should pay him. I do. He should be a Cowboy for life. Let him stay there. That's just my cold take tonight.
Only reason I said that was just because Stafford and Clayton Kershaw are best friends from Texas, and they were both big Texas stars. It would be to go back home and play in Texas. But yeah, in the end of the day, you want some stability, and you get Frank Wright as a coach with the Colts, and you have
great coach, good line. Yep.
Was Eberflus is still there, right? Eberflus, the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was such a hot candidate for the head coaching jobs. I didn't realize he was such
Look at the fucking Eagles coach. I didn't know he was a hot candidate. The bumbling, stumbling moron. You see that press conference?
Oh,
the guy was horrendous.
I actually like Sirianni.
Dude, that press conference is horrendous.
Yeah,
awful.
But he was with Frank Wright. So he's actually kind of a Frank Wright coach a little bit.
Good luck with that. In Philadelphia with that, good luck. He'll be fired in 2 years. 2 years he's going to be fired. Completely burned out of fucking town.
I mean, I guess you can say now at this point, Josh McDaniels is going to get the New England job. I mean, at this point now, there's just
waiting for it.
say at this point that Belichick's thrown him in a room and said, like, listen, I know you're getting all these offers, like you're getting my job. So like just say no at this point. So although I was right about Matt Patricia, I knew the second he was even getting a whiff of a head coaching job, like he will be back in New England. Just watch.
Of course. He's got to save himself because he's embarrassed himself too. So Jake, nice joining me, man. Appreciate it.
Later, Tyson.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta figure out how to do this shit. All right. So let's see real quick. This pod kept me sane throughout this past miserable season. Missed out on the last charity, but here's a little something. Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate it, man. Absolutely appreciate it. And thank you guys all that donated. We raised $1,000 in a day and a half, which is pretty wild. And the Marty Lyons Foundation has got their money. The Community Food Bank got it. I showed the receipts on social media. And then for the upcoming draft, we're going to do something very, very similar with a lot bigger prizes, some really, really cool prizes. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a really, really big one. But, dude, that's just crazy generous, man. That's just wild. So that's kind of fucking crazy, to be honest with you. So thank you very much, man. We really, really appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. We got Ant back again, man.
What's up, Tyson?
How you doing? Oh, you got your serious voice on tonight.
Nah, tired, brother. What's going on?
What are you tired from, man? What was your day like today?
I worked today.
Me too, dude. What'd you do? Let's give me your schedule. What was your schedule today?
I was up at 5:15, down in the city, 53rd and 4th, at about 6 o'clock. Get the guys ready. Out at 3:30.
There you go.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I was the same thing. I was up early, been running around all fucking day, and crazy. But here we are. Now it's Saturday night, having a couple of drinks, doing whatever.
So listen. I think
here it comes.
Here it comes. And I don't want to say this. I'm not for it. I'm not a Sam fan. But if we don't get Deshaun, I don't think reaching at 2 for one of these other quarterbacks is what we should do. If we're going to, you just said it yourself, you don't think we're a playoff team, maybe with Watson, but I don't think we're a playoff team with any of them. We still wasted the number 3 pick on Sam. Not that we wasted it.
I don't think we wasted. We ruined it. We ruined the pick.
Yeah, you can't go back and redo the pick. So he's here.
Right.
So I think at 2, if we don't get Deshaun Watson, which I still think is a possibility, I honestly hope that these quarterbacks, all this gets done before the end of the season or whenever it's going to get done.
Right.
It just benefits us because then it's just less teams we have to worry about him going to. But I think we either trade back or pick the best possible player that we can get, because if Sam is as bad as he is, no matter how much you build up the team, if you don't have the right quarterback, you're still not going to be a good team.
Right.
And then you'll still have a decent pick. You have extra first-round picks from Seattle and whatever you have. Then maybe you make a move for a quarterback because there's no chance if he doesn't perform, you pick up that 50-year option. Not for that money.
Well, the 5th-year option you have to what? It's till May 5th or some shit to pick it up. So you only have, it's not. You have to figure out what your plan is then. So once the draft is over, you're gonna be like, all right, we're either picking it up or not. Can we just let them play it out and go that role like they did with Trubisky?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just keep thinking about the press conference and Salah. Cause when he interviewed with the Jets, he figured he had some vision. Listen, I'm bringing in a coordinator on offense that has a very quarterback friendly system. That if we draft a rookie quarterback, this rookie quarterback will not get ruined. We have a plan for our offense, and it includes player X. Could be Fields for all we know. We have no idea.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that. And I not necessarily sure that's made for Sam. It's listen, we're all going to reset here. I really honestly think that Douglas, Salah, they all want to reset the offense, reset the team, and not deal with that Darnold stigma. Because the thing if you think about it like this, we all assume especially primetime. Primetime assumes you bring back Sam and this offense, he's going to play very well. We're all going to be happy. We'll all move on. That's fine. But my perception is it's not going to play well. And then you're going to have all of us fans being like, we didn't take fucking Fields. We didn't take Wilson. We didn't get Watson. We didn't get all these guys. And now we're watching Sam again. And he's going to get run out of town, dude. It's going to be a mess.
Well,
and
either way, he's out of town.
But that's my fear, though.
What if you take one of them and they're just as bad?
Yeah, but you know what, though? That's a lottery ticket, though. See, to me, it's like I'd rather a younger lottery ticket that's got a blank canvas. Like right now, Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, we can mold them. You can build. You can say, listen,
Zach Wilson, man.
But I'm just say it's okay. Justin Fields, we could take him and say, listen, man, you're coming to our offense. Let us make you better. Here's all things you can do. Right now, what you got to do with Sam Darnold is say, listen, all the bad things you learned over the last 2 fucking years, we got to unteach all of that. We've got to get you not being skittish, make you make better reads, keep you healthy, do all these things. And that you want to deal with all that, or say, you know what? We appreciate you're a great guy, nice kid. Let's send you somewhere to San Francisco or wherever, and let's bring in a kid that doesn't have to deal all that already. There's a lot of baggage right now at Sam Darnold, dude. If we want to win, there's a lot. And if I understand the Sam
most
Darnold
of it's
fans,
a lot of it's not his fault though.
but it's not his fault. Listen, you can blame the Gates for a lot. You can blame the Jets for a lot. But to me, he's got to take responsibility for not getting better as a player. Because the problem is, how many guys, look at that guy in fucking Washington, what, Taylor Heineke, whatever his name is? Guys are coming off the street, dude.
Yeah.
Coming off the street with no fucking practice and playing well. All across the NFL, guys are throwing over 300 yards, 280 yards, 250.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
And it's, listen, you could blame Gase for a lot of things, but missing open receivers and not making good reads and not being consistent, you can't blame everything on Gase, dude. You can't. It's something on him too.
Absolutely, I don't. I'm just saying for the team as a whole. I think getting the best player or maybe trading back and getting more picks. If this is only if Deshaun Watson's not an option.
Right.
That's because I'm all in. All my chips are there. That's the only play. I don't care what it costs to get it done. You get that done if it's a possibility for you.
Yep.
Otherwise, I just think taking a flyer on one of these guys. What if it's not? Then we're in the same position again. Yep. And we didn't get the picks to benefit. Also, another point I was going to make, which I completely agree with you on, is Bless Austin, Bryce Hall. You get Richard Sherman in here, and he could, because he's not the player he was in Seattle, but
he's a technician, man.
He's a genius. The guy, he's an absolute genius. He's as smart of a guy as he is as good a football player. So
that was the best thing about we covered a lot of practices when Revis was here, and we were there like when all the closed practices. And dude, Revis would be next to guys like, dude, right next to him on the arm. Okay, run that again. Do this again. Like he was like the attention to detail he did with these young corners was remarkable, and that's what Richard Sherman could do the same thing. And these guys need it, man. Expect like
badly.
Some of their technique is like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing here? Like it made no rhyme or reason. They were getting roasted. The coverages made no sense. So
it just makes sense all around because he has the relationship with Salah already.
Yep.
And he's a veteran guy who, as soon as he walks in that locker room, he gets the respect he deserves, no matter where he goes. Yep. Especially from younger guys, because I'm sure these kids that are coming up now, the Bless Austins and Bryce Halls, they all were looking up to him when they were younger, saying, "This is the guy I want to be like." If you're playing that position, so here he is. You learn.
Yeah, who are their leaders this year? Fucking Pierre Desir. I mean, Brian Poole's a really good guy, but there was not really. I mean, obviously Marcus May's a really good guy, but in terms of like that veteran guy's been there, done that. I mean, Sherman's like a Super Bowl guy. He's like a Hall of Fame caliber player.
He's seen it all.
And that's the guy they all look up to. Like, you need that guy when they walk in, like, oh, fuck. Like a lot of those players are like that with Le'Veon Bell. Like, there's Le'Veon Bell. Richard Sherman walks in the locker room, instant credibility, dude. Instant respect. Like, he says jump, we're all jumping. We're following him.
I think when Quinnen Williams came in, that's what he said. He said, he's seen all the guys, but the one that stuck out to him was Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
You know, that
you need that on
we
defense.
Don't have. Exactly.
Yep. Could be CJ Mosley, too.
If he plays.
If he fucking plays.
Like, I understand why he sat out, but, what did he play? He played that first game. That first half, he played out of his mind, and then that was it. It was over after that. So we've seen half a game out of him. I mean, I understand with the COVID and everything, but I mean that's a lot of money also. That's what I'm saying. The following year, if we do stick with Sam, you have the cap where maybe the free agencies.
I just feel like all we're doing is delaying the inevitable. So you're not getting the quarterback next year we're gonna have the same. Me and you will have the same fucking conversation a year from now, and that's gonna drive me insane. I don't want another year. I don't want another year of this shit, dude.
The problem will be if it's one of these guys that we do draft it to and they're the same as Sam, maybe a little bit better, but it's not the answer. Now you have to deal with it for more years.
We're not going to know it for 3 years. You won't know it for 3 years. Because just say, for example, because I remember clearly when the Bills drafted Josh Allen, we all shit all over it. We all did. I know I did. We all, he can't do this, can't do that. And year by year, he got better because they surrounded him with talent, right? And he improved as a player. So just say for Justin Fields, year one you play, okay, fair. Look at Mayfield. He did it too. Lamar Jackson, all the young quarterbacks, dude, they get better every year. That's your goal. Yeah. So you have a decent, a fair rookie year when your head's swimming because there's so much shit going on. Year two, you get better. Year three, and you progress. Sam never progressed. Dude, he went backwards. He completely regressed.
Oh, absolutely.
For a variety of reasons. But now you got to say, we have a plan now, which I think Salah has a plan. Joe Douglas has a plan. You draft Justin Fields. I'll keep saying him for just an example. Yeah. You come out, here you go. Here's Allen Robinson. Here's Curtis Samuel. Here's a flashy running back. Here's dude, you give them all those weapons and a quarterback friendly offense, they're going to be better. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to build for success now.
Oh, listen, like I said, I'm not a Sam guy. I just don't think it's the answer. I'm a team guy though. If I think keeping him will help the team, like I said, this is just an opinion. It's just a bring up conversation, but I don't think we should reach for Trey Lance or Zach Wilson. I think we spoke about Fields. Everyone was on Fields as the number 2 guy for so long. If we are going to do it, that's my guy. If it's not going to be Watson and we're going to draft a quarterback at 2, I'd rather be burnt by the best than taking a shot and just all over again. Here we are.
I'm real curious because with no combine this year, I'm real curious to see who the rookie quarterback is that's going to just skyrocket in the offseason. Once the pro workouts start, the private workouts start, all these little things, there's going to be a hot name. Dude. Somebody's going to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, my God, this kid is showing everything we haven't seen because we couldn't see it during the season or whatever else. It could be Zach Wilson. It could be anybody, dude, where they just all of a sudden, like, they do pro workouts and Joe Douglas, like, in all fairness, Mike McHagnon, and it didn't work out, but fell in love with Hackenberg. Like, can that happen with Joe Douglas in these private workouts with a quarterback not many of us seen, like, a lot throughout the season? That could happen, dude.
It happened already. Fields was the talk of the town after the Clemson game.
Yep.
Then everybody was on Zach Wilson. Now Mac Jones is being talked about. So it's happening already but it's happening without them even going to a combine. So
you're only as good as your last game, man. You're only as good as your last game. It's like, I'm telling you, if Justin Fields' last game was a game against Clemson, this whole fucking stream would be like, all right, we got Justin Fields. We don't need Deshaun Watson. We're all good to go, right? Look how happy we all were, dude.
Somebody was saying that their quarterback was playing. I don't remember who it was.
It's just so we'll see, man. I Fields got a lot of talent, dude. He does. I like everything he brings to the table, and the more you research him, like I'm trying to figure out more and more things about him because everybody says he's a one-read quarterback, and it's been dispelled so many times. Like it's just not true. Like he reads the field, he looks off safeties, he does a lot of things.
The competition is so much different. I think he played 2 top 25 teams, and
But look at Zach Wilson, dude. Who the fuck did he play against?
That's who I'm speaking about. That's what I'm talking about. For me, Alabama. The product is itself. Watch how many guys go in the top 25.
They're a machine.
Picks in the draft. It just showed that it's a great school. Fields was banged up and he had a bad game against them. I don't really.
He showed a lot, dude.
For him to even play in that game, at least
for him to finish the Clemson game was amazing, dude. He got the shit beat out of him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was watching the stream while I was watching it, and I don't know. Like you said, I don't know enough about Zach Wilson, but. You don't just come out of nowhere to be spoken about, and you're the guy.
At number 2.
At number 2, no.
That's we talked about this last night, dude. That is the most frustrating thing of having number 2 pick this year. The most frustrating fucking
slam
thing.
Dunk.
No, like every year, dude. Like we were like, oh my God, we're 1 pick away from Bosa. I wanted Bosa so bad, I would have stabbed like my fucking animals up there. I would have killed everything. I wanted Bosa so bad, and it's just like fuck. Then you get 3, like, all right, we got Darnold, it's great, but there's always there's 2 elite players at every draft class, except for this year. Right?
No, there's not. If we do, we have to reach. It's Penny Sewell, Devontae Smith, which I'm all for Smith. I just at 2, but that goes to now. Do you trade back? You get a couple extra first-round picks, maybe move it around. Listen, like I said, I hope these quarterbacks go somewhere sooner than later.
Yep,
and not to us. And just eliminate because one I don't want also is Goff. I want nothing to do with Goff.
He's a system quarterback and he's failing in it. He's surrounded by all-stars and he's failing in it, dude. With the most quarterback-friendly coach in the NFL.
Yep. He's a rich man's Donald. Forget it for that money. No way. Absolutely not. That's another setback waiting to happen. But we'll see. No. We'll see what happens. So
thank you for joining me, man. Get some sleep. You're tired, man.
I'm gonna watch for a little bit.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Vinny the Jets, I was getting you on next, man. Sorry, that's my bad. Ant and I are doing some talking here, so I'll go back to the chat. There he comes. Go back to the chat and see what happens on this, what you guys are doing here. Sam is our quarterback, hands down. That's not true at all. By no means not true at all. Let's see. Where's Sloppy Joe? He was there last night. I don't want Darnold and the Saints unless the other option is Tyson. What about Jameis Winston? You don't want Jameis Winston down there? He's probably your best option. That's just my opinion. What do I know? Cassandra's making a lot of fans from an excellent appearance last time. Gaze. Come on, man. I thought Guitar Guy was pretty good last night, man. He had me. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, man. That was funny as shit. What the? It's a gremlin, man. He's having a truly. Why you gotta wreck my boy? It's just we're all friends here. Let's see here. Holy shit, this chat is busy. You guys are some crazy bastards. I haven't watched the fight at all. I missed the last one. Let's see. Yo, Ant, what's up, Tim? We got a facilitator in there. Did we get rid of Gase's medical staff and strength and conditioning? I don't think we did, man. That's something that's so we're gonna go to Vinny and the Jets. Vinny, what is up, man? You're on mute. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? Now I can hear you.
Brother?
I got you, man. My bad.
What's going on?
How you living, man?
Same old same, man. My first weekend off in a long time.
Good for you, man. What do you do?
I actually work for the state. I'm a case manager here in Connecticut.
That'll keep you busy for sure, man, especially during these times. So what do you think, man? The rumor now, everything I see is that the Panthers and Dolphins seem to be, report or unreport, the favorite for Watson, especially the Panthers. The Panthers, for some reason, are getting a lot of steam. Does that make you nervous? Are you all in a Watson, or you have a plan B?
I think it's all smoke and mirrors by the Texans. They're just trying to, drive up the price as much as they can. Honestly, I hope to God it all works the way it needs to for us to land Watson. And going into the draft, say God willing we get Watson, being the fact that Saleh's a defensive-minded rookie head coach, I don't know how comfortable I'd feel with him drafting a quarterback and trying to develop him, knowing that's not exactly what his strength is. At least when you get a proven commodity with Watson, he doesn't need to worry about the offense. And mind you, don't even forget, you got a rookie offensive coordinator in the process that's got to teach that kid. So if I'm the Jets going into the draft, say you get Watson, I draft heavy on the defensive side of the ball because that's Saleh's strength. Oof. And I pump all the money into the offense with established players. What would you think?
So you would say for offense, you go after guys like Thuney, Robinson, or Chris Godwin, players like that.
Galladay,
yep.
all of the above.
It's not a bad idea, dude. And then you support the rookie quarterback as much as possible. Like, that's the one concern I have, is that if you say you bring in Fields or Wilson or whoever, Jones, that you have a bunch of rookies running around the field that don't run good routes. Like, Crowder would have a lot of value then, because you need to have good pass route, good reliable targets, everything else. That makes some sense, man. I'm all in on Allen Robinson, dude. I want him so fucking bad, it's killing me. I want him for years. So that makes sense, dude. I wouldn't. And then you have faith in Saleh saying, you know what, I can mold this young defense on my own. A defense that can lose players, and it's a system where this guy comes out, next man up, and they're actually pretty good. I wouldn't hate that idea at all.
100%, bro. Like I said, if you got a defensive-minded coach, and I know he's going to say, I'm not calling the plays. I mean, he's got to say whatever he's got to say to pacify the press. For a fact he's going to have a big, big say in that defense.
Yep, of course. No, and he's going to know what kind of guys are going to fit the defense and the mold they want, and Joe Douglas will know that, and you bring him in. I mean, listen, there's so much pressure on Joe Douglas this offseason. It's phenomenal. It's just like we're giving him – this is similar to McCagnon's offseason where he completely shit the bed and set us back 3 years. It's the same boat. You have all these draft picks and all this cap space, and you can't fuck it up. You've got to get so much value because his team is at rock bottom. And if he does it well, we'll be a contending team in 2-3 years. If he fucks it up, we're going to be rock bottom for 3 years. We will be this thing 3-13, 4-12 for the next 3 years easily if Joe Douglas fucks this up.
Yeah, and I got to say one more thing. Honestly, I'm not as deep into college football, kind of like you in primetime or whatnot. But from what I've seen, honestly, if we're sticking at number 2, unless the quarterback's name is Trevor, I don't want to even bother with Fields or Wilson because you don't know what they're going to be. It's a lottery ticket. And say after 3 years, they're not the guy. Saleh's out the door, and except this time, Douglas is going to go with him. And then we get on this hamster wheel that we've been on the last 20 years.
I would disagree a little bit there. I don't think Saleh, it depends on how the team plays. If the quarterback draft's not the guy, who gets fired is Joe Douglas. That's the guy. He picked him.
Yeah, but
this is where the reporting structure change helps out, dude. This is the reporting structure. This is where we have accountability now, because the problem we had the past couple of years is, we blamed everything on Gase. We didn't know what role Douglas played, all this shit. Now we know. Joe Douglas picks the players, Saleh coaches them. You pick a really shitty quarterback at number 2 when you really mortgaged it and it doesn't pan out in 3 years, you're probably going to be fired. Or you better hope this team is winning games in spite of the quarterback, or you did something else. But he goes quarterback at 2. He's putting his name on it.
100%. No, I hear you. Can argue in many ways.
Yeah, no, dude, this is his biggest offseason. This will make or break Douglas. It's not even close. The same. Never a dull moment, man. What's your channel? You can promote it, man. These guys are attacking you.
Well, I didn't mean any disrespect when I mentioned it the last time you had it on, but
Oh,
with your blessing,
we bust
if
you, dude.
viewers don't mind, it's called Vinny and the Jets, and it's very raw. I drop new episodes Wednesday afternoon.
Nice. No, dude, you know what it is? We bust you because we do it. We've done our call-in show for years, and people would always call in for the first 2 minutes and get some kind of take. Like, oh, by the way, we have this podcast. And it's like a 1 minute spiel on that. And I'm like, Kevin and I never do that. We never fucking call nowhere and promote shit. Like, it's just funny. But I was just busting your balls, dude.
For the record, for the record, you can even tell Primetime this. If you ever do check out my channel, go back to my very first episode in September. I gave you guys a shout out, with many others of other Jets podcasts that I really love tuning into every week. I think you guys run the best one.
Oh, no, dude, appreciate it. It's just funny because, like, we get, like, these people, it's just funny, dude. We're like, we try to promote, help people out, but it's just like, dude, what the fuck? It's just crazy. So, no, good luck, man.
Try being me. Try being me. I live in the heart of New England. This is Patriots country, and I'm a diehard New York Jet fan.
Dude, I live in fucking Giants country down here, man. Giants and Eagles. It's no, it's no fun here. But thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a good night. Tyson to read what comment? What did I do? What did I miss? Tyson's on Jack's Wi-Fi again. What did I do wrong now? What happened? I'm breaking up? Oh, great. What happened? What did I do? I thought he was breaking up. Let's see. So what happened? Is it still breaking up? Is the stream over? Am I done? What did I miss here? What happened? Is this done? Because if it's done, I could just chill out and go. I can go boxing. Am I? I wonder why that is. So we just if I cancel it, so we call this a wrap then? If it's coming out like shit. Oh my god, what the fuck happened? Maybe it's there. So what do I do, Romeo? Romeo, you give me. I'm lagging in audio. I don't know what to do. Well, they'll call it a wrap then. I don't know. Oh, fuck it then. I give up. You sound like auto-tune. Just refresh. What do I refresh? Oh my god. So what? I have no. All right. So let's see here. All right, hang on 1 second then. I have no idea what to do here. I don't know what we're doing here now. Let's see if this makes any difference. I don't know what happened. You bastards. I don't know what's happening. So what do we do? Is this better? Not better? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Jesus Christ. This is brutal, man. I got me sweating over here now. I'm not even drinking a lot for this shit. It's just, what the fuck? This is supposed to be easy. It's not easy at all. This is supposed to be stress-free. I guess it's not though. All right. So now Luca, just so you guys know, the next guy that's coming on is going to roast me because I cut off I believe it was his brother too early last night because he was a Giant fan. I thought the joke was going south, and I was like, "Oh, fuck it." So let's bring on Luke, who's going to yell at me.
I'm not gonna yell at you, Tyson. It's just that I would have liked him to. He's not a troll. My brother's not a troll. That's not his game.
No, you know what it is though. We get a lot of callers where it's like they'll come in like. I think I'm battered from over the years of doing a radio show where it's like callers come in and they just start attacking us. I'm like, oh, dude, we're not gonna get trolled on this. So I apologize. Apologize to him for me. I completely apologize.
Alex, do you hear that?
Yes. Hold on 1 second.
He's going to make an appearance.
Okay, so what I really wanted to bring up is that let me just shape the mic real quick.
So I really wanted to bring up is obviously Deshaun Watson obviously wants to get traded, and now Giants fans want to trade for him. And you know who Chris Carlin is?
I do. I'm not a fan of
Okay.
him, but I know who he is.
I'm not a fan of him either. So he made a video on his podcast, which is really his radio show, with him on the video. And he said, you know, the Giants have a better shot and should get Deshaun Watson rather than the Jets. And
he did a video about, but he's the same guy that said Bill Belichick should be the coach of the Giants too. Fucking in the offseason, the clown.
I mean, I don't. He's major clickbait with all the other beat media clowns, and I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of beat media clowns. I mean, Pat Leonard is basically would be your guy's Manish Mehta, even though
he's Brian. He's Brian Costello.
Well, no, I'm saying Pat Leonard because
he works at the Daily News.
Yeah. So basically,
Carlin's a fraud.
Basically. So. And sometimes the K show guys can be frauds too as well. But I just wanted to come on and say I agree with you guys when it comes to the media and stuff, and when it comes to the fan base echoing the media's points and saying, and then talking to other fans, echoing those points and basically ripping other people for having different opinions.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because for a long time we would all follow the media. They would tell us shit like, yeah, we believe it. And now all of a sudden we all have our own opinions. Like, listen, what you're telling us is bullshit. We could see through it. Like, we know it's not like realistic or real or doesn't make sense. And so, like, if you follow the show at all, I mean, I know Luca does, where we attack the media all the time, dude. Like, we're not buying your bullshit. We know it's not legit. So, you know, now, like, attacking other fans, like, we argue with fans, stuff like that. But a lot of times it's just like, dude, everybody has their own opinion. It's cool. But a lot of times, like, podcasters, YouTubers, all this are more educated. We follow the team much more closely than the media does.
The media guys have no personality.
Nope. And they have no feel for the team. They like what I hate the most is when they speak for the fans. Well, Jet fans want this, Giant fans don't want this. You don't know what the fuck we want because you don't follow the team like we do. We know what we want because we're the goddamn fans. You know what I mean? So, but Chris Carlin drove me crazy because he is so desperate for attention, desperate for listens. And
ever since he left WFAN, he's been so boring.
It's awful.
It's like just some people just need co-hosts, but still, it's, you know.
I couldn't take him, dude. I could not take him and his hot takes for attention and
and I basically threw at him. I said, basically, first of all, we need to see what's going on with Daniel Jones, A, and B, look at what he's being paid over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, dude. Like, I mean, it's just he's such a fraud. Like there's certain guys, like there's certain media guys you give more like credence to because you're like, all right, they're respecting what they're talking about. Other ones, you're like, dude, fuck this guy. He's just starving for attention. He's looking for clicks. Like, you'll see it now. All these little Twitter draft experts firing out these hot takes. Like, even like Todd McShay. That take on Deshaun Watson and Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
I unfollowed him that day. I'm like, you're unfollowed. Like, you're fucking done, dude. Like, you're clearly chasing clicks. Like,
and all these guys are wrong. Because I mean, I'm going to admit as a Giant fan, I wanted Haskins in 2019, and all these guys are saying, 50 touchdowns, you know, and then when they select Daniel Jones, they criticize. And I said, I had a bad first reaction, but I said, you know what, let me come to my senses. I'm not going to wait, see what happens with Jones. And I'm still doing that right now. But everybody's saying, Haskins to be better than Jones. They should have picked Haskins. Right now, he's with Pittsburgh. So who's got the better side of what? Exactly.
Dude, we all do. Listen, I was one of the Jet fans that ripped the shit out of Josh Allen. I ripped him up and down and backwards. The Jets got their guy. The Bills, like same old Bills. They fucked it all up, everything else. Look where we are now. Josh Allen's a potential MVP candidate, and we're looking for a quarterback again. It's a lot of things go into it, man. Like, and it's like we always when the draft first happens, we always have these instant reactions. Oh, this guy's great. This is that. I mean, Jet fans are notorious. When we draft our draft class, either everybody hates them or they're all Hall of Famers. We have the steal of the draft, we have the stealer, we have this, we have that, and usually it doesn't work out. But listen, man, Daniel Jones, I like Daniel Jones, dude. Like he turns the ball over, but he does some things where it's unique, big time arm mobility. I don't know, man. I think he's pretty good.
And unfortunately, comparing to the media people to the YouTubers, and we have a lot of because I don't know if you know him. He comes on the Michael K show a couple of times. His name is Jordan Ronan. He's a Giants beat writer.
Exactly who he is. Yep.
So a couple of weeks ago, back in November, he called out basically content creators because the one guy said to him, "Hey, listen, I get my news from Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube Giants content creators." He replies to him and says, "Oh, you mean the guys who steal from us and steal from our hard work?"
What do we steal?
Yeah.
You know, the only thing we steal is we watch their fucking interviews with players. Other than that, the action on the field is our own opinion. Like, I don't need some guy to tell me, oh, Sam Darnold on 2nd and 10 throws the same pass every time. I watch the same game you watch, dude. Like, we're not stealing anything. It's our own opinions. The only thing we get is when they actually interview the coach or interview a player, that soundbite or that question being answered is what we use. Other than that, we have our own opinions. And 95% of the time, we don't agree with them. Like, the funny thing is, if we're going to be completely honest, is fucking Brian Costello is like, oh, Joe Douglas, his honeymoon is over. Now he's on the clock. You spent the last year defending Gase, saying that the Jets fans are overreacting, and now all of a sudden you're putting pressure on Joe Douglas? Like, Brian Costello got exposed as such a fraud to the point he's embarrassing. Like, these beat writers are awful, dude, and they're getting called out on. And now all the fans on all these different channels have the ability to voice their opinions and express themselves and say, you know what, we know more than you do now. We literally do. X's and O's.
Creative.
Dude, it's more creative, but we know what's going on, and we have a form to express ourselves. Like, we all knew Adam Gase sucked the day he was fucking hired. Don't sell us for a year and a half. We don't know what we're
press
talking about.
conference usually tells.
It's for, dude, we knew he failed in Miami. He got run out of town in Miami. We all knew it. Oh, Jet fans are impatient, this and that. All throughout last year, the worst fucking start of the season, we knew. 1-6, 0-6, couldn't coach out of his ass. We knew it. Jet fans are impatient. A year later, in the same boat again. He should be fired. Jet fans are impatient. What happens? He gets fired. We know what we see because we watch it more than they do. We care more than they do. They don't care about the team, dude. They
They
get
don't care
paid
about
to
the
cover
team. They don't ask the questions in the
They're
press
not
conference.
vested. Even the Salah. Look at the Salah press conference was a fucking joke. It was an absolute disaster. They didn't ask any legitimate questions.
That Jared Porter question was terrible.
Oh my god, dude. But the Giants know better. They have the same kind of beat works. I try to listen sometimes to see what the kind of pulse is with the Giants. The questions they ask, they're so out of touch, man, because they're not invested.
And they try to be tough. They try to be tough. Meanwhile, they're weak.
Dude, the only time the Jets beat writers were tough is when they roasted Sam Darnold, and it was embarrassing. It was literally the most pathetic act from the New York beat I've ever seen. That's what they do. They flex their muscles in like that in kind of time like that. And if these teams have any clue, if you want to get a real pulse of your team, get your top bloggers or your top YouTubers, whatever it is, and give them a seat at the press conference and let them ask one question at every press conference. Just one. I guarantee you it'll probably be one of the top questions every week. I guarantee it. Because we care more. We know more.
I'd like to pause and say Adam Gase is right. I do have the top bunk. and it's like, oh, do you guys got bunk beds? And I'm like, yeah, we do.
No, but thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. It's good talking. And dude, I apologize for the click last night. I just have a good night.
Good night.
See, now they got me started on the fucking media again because that's my favorite topic. I hate those sons of bitches, man. They are such frauds, and they always paint a picture for the Jets. And I hate it. He does a good man. They both did really good, man. They did really well. I'm not hating on them. Let's see. We got Giants talk. We got media talk. If you guys want to join the stream, hopefully it's not lagging again. So lagging again, I'm quitting. What else we got here? Let us see your bunk beds. You guys, this is why I can't bring on fighters on this thing, man. Because I'd be too worried about this shit. I can't even look at this chat sometimes. Let's see. Man, you guys are bad. Jesus, I can't even put these on here. They do. They have great voices for radio. Let's see. It is, man. Listen, I'm not a fan of the media by no means. I'm just not. We all deserve a much better voice. The Titanic theme. Just Sloppy Joe, hang on 1 second, man. I'm trying to get all these. I'm just making sure I'm getting caught up on these comments here. Are you in the car? Hold on a second. Are you in the car?
I'm in the car, bro. I just got out of work. I saw we got a stream going on, so I was like, screw it. I'll call in.
Oh, fucking A, dude. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man. I'm all right. Just got out of work, and so I'm not sure what we covered yet. I see you got UFC in the topics. You talk about the Frankie fight yet, or?
Didn't touch on it yet, man. I saw him today. He did his last workout today before he leaves for Vegas. He looks awesome, man. It's a big fight for him.
Yeah, I bet, man. Listen, I probably already, know your answer, but I wanted to ask you what you think of his chances at 135, realistically.
Dude, you can never question his heart, his passion, his experience, his wrestling, and his stand-up is getting so much better. He looked so much more explosive at this weight, his last fight, dude. He looked good, man. You got to keep in mind, his whole career, he's been fighting guys that are so much bigger than him. He hasn't cut a lot of weight, dude. He fought at 155 and barely cut any weight. He was just, he was fighting guys bigger than him his entire career and winning.
Yeah, 100%. It is amazing to me because I grew up literally a couple streets down from him. I went to Toms River East. I wasn't on the wrestling team with them, but a lot of my friends were wrestlers, so I was around Frankie plenty of times, man. And to see that guy be in the 155 division it's mind blowing. That guy couldn't have been more than, I haven't seen him in a long time, but I couldn't have been walking around at more than 158 any more than that.
Nope.
He's a small guy. And his striking is unbelievable. I just got to say, Mark Henry, man, he's like the Bill Belichick of MMA, man.
Dude, he's a genius, man. Mark Henry is he has codes for every fighter, dude. He's got a stable of fighters, some of the best fighters in the world, dude. Like Zabit's gonna be fighting again. Zabit is ridiculous. You got Eddie Alvarez, Corey, Caitlin. But dude, they all have their own codes, and they have their own and for every fight. So he has a list of codes. But the most incredible thing is how he finds time for all these people. He does it all. He has his own business, family business, and dude, he's just very generous and very giving. Like he helps amateur fighters. Like I've learned so much from him, dude. Personally, it's just, and he'll just point like. We train fighters. He'll come on, hey, listen, why don't you guys try this? Why don't you guys try that? And he'll break it down and say, hey, man, try this. He's the most generous, considerate, genuine person, dude. And that's why the whole team flourishes, man. And if they face a setback, they all bounce back together. Like Frankie will fight on Saturday. He'll be back in on Tuesday helping the team. They're a very close team, dude. And Mark Henry's awesome, dude. He's a very, very good coach.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm blown away by him. And he just has the perfect guy in Frankie, to where you see him fire off these combinations that are, you're like, it's like Mark Henry's playing a video game or something.
Yep, he sees it before they see it.
It's insane, man. It's insane. So obviously a big Frankie fan. So
he's awesome, dude. He's Frankie, as great as Frankie is in the cage, he is so much better out of it in terms of community and because a lot of fans, over the years, I've seen fans come to the gym and want to see him, dude, and he'll wave and stuff. But once he's done training. Pictures, autographs, does all kinds of shit, donates back to the community. I mean, and I was starstruck, dude. Like when I first met him, I was like, fuck, dude, that's Frank Yeager. Like, what do you do? And now it's like, he's just probably, dude, he's super cool. He's done all kinds of interviews and shit. It's just, but Mark Henry, man, I'm telling you, these guys, even Frankie, there's a lot of big names in our school, even Eddie Alvarez, that are kind of intimidating. And you wonder how they're going to react. They're always helping the younger fighters, dude. They'll watch sparring and be like, hey, man, why'd you do that? Change this up. And they'll yell across the gym in the middle, doing a round, hey, man, fix this, change that. They're really, really leaders, man. They're family men and leaders.
And Marlon is still over there, and
he's down in Florida now. Marlon left him down to Florida because he was he's really close with Edson, and the striking coach is down. Anderson Frank is down there too, so they're really close. They're really family oriented too.
Yeah.
So they're all down in Florida together.
I used to be for a short time at the Armory with them. Down in Florida when I first moved down there. And then it was the weirdest thing when they moved. I'm like, holy shit. It is so funny being born and raised in Toms River to see these guys, even I'm sorry, who's Sarge? Who's the girl?
Sajara Eubanks.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
Exactly, man. Seeing fighting out of Toms River, it's always a trip to me, man. And
dude, Marlon taught us so much, dude. I probably, of all the fighters, I've learned the most from Marlon. Ridiculously, him and Edson, dude, were ridiculously talented, crazy talented.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marlon might be the scariest person I've ever been around.
Dude, I mean, that guy, all muscle. He's ferocious, dude.
Terrifying, man. Terrifying.
Yeah, his last fight wasn't representative of what he is. He had a couple injuries I think he was dealing with, but I've never he would spar guys that are 15, 20 pounds ahead of him, over him, and light him up, dude. He is just striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, power, speed, creativity. He would teach us kicks, dude. We would do training sessions with him, dude. And we're like, how the hell do you do that and make it look so easy? He is ridiculous, man. Really talented.
What a camp. Makes me so proud to be down here in
Jersey's got some camps, man. There's a lot of good training going on in Jersey right now. A lot of good fighters coming out of here, which is cool.
The gyms are open and everything right now?
They're open to a point. There's a lot of limitations. You got all the COVID stuff. You got, the blood, wear a mask, all this stuff. The pro teams have a lot of different rules because they're pro fighters and that's their career. Right. So they got a lot of different stipulations they can do. So all Frank and his guys, they all have, but it's all everything's separated. You know what I mean? It's not you're not 40 people in one mat. There's 5 guys over here, 10 guys over here. Yeah. It's definitely separated. But
I'm not gonna lie. Being in Florida, man, we haven't skipped a beat. There was those first few weeks. I work I work for Combat Club in Lantana, Florida.
Nice.
Where Rumble used to be. They're not. I mean, Rumble comes by once in a while, but everybody's down in Sanford now. Ever since Hoop started Sanford, so
American Top Team's fucking that facility's enormous, man.
Oh my God, that's a campus. Yeah, that's absurd.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But I have to say, we got away with being like Florida's madness, man. I mean, we're open everywhere. No masks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's borderline. Like, I better watch what I say about stuff like this. But you know, I'm not that scared of this whole thing. I think we need to kind of power through it to an extent.
Right.
But even the type of stuff that goes on here even gets me to be like, yo, man, somebody got to throw a mask on.
Well, dude, but you know, what's funny is like today we have a snowstorm coming tomorrow and Monday. Dude, you go to ShopRite to go get food, and there's fucking it's elbow to elbow people, like all this shit. Yeah, you wear a mask, but there's like 1,000 people in there. I'm like, dude, this is like you can't have a gym. Like our gym is like very limited capacities. I'm like, dude, if you could have this, you could have the gym like this because this is the gym in theory is healthier people. You have senior citizens, you have older people, you know, all this like, and it was packed, dude. It was insane. I'm like, what the a lot of hypocrisy. But so we do. What I got to come down and train you sometime, man.
That'd be awesome, man. That would be awesome.
I mean,
I split my time between Florida Kickboxing Academy and Riviera. I don't know if you watch Glory at all.
I love Glory.
But, all right, so Ace of 10 Pal. That's my coach.
No shit, dude. I'm in. I'm coming down, dude. Fuck that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You let me know, man.
Dude, I love it, dude. I love, dude, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing. I don't do much ground. I know how to defend myself, but I don't do jiu-jitsu. But dude, I'll come down and train.
I'm a striking guy too. I'm a Muay Thai guy. So.
Oh, dude, this is perfect.
Yeah, hell
dude,
yeah, man.
Keep in touch. Are you on Instagram or Twitter?
I'm on Instagram. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Give me this. We'll do this right now before I fucking forget.
Yeah.
Now the whole stream's probably gonna edit too, so that's even better. What are you on Instagram?
Yeah, it's Sloppy Joe D.
Sloppy.
I think it's Sloppy Joe _D. I don't use it that much. I just use it for gym related shit and stuff like that. But
try it. Sloppy Joe _D.
Yeah, should be a little me as a little kid in like a Mets hat or something.
Let's see. You got Joseph Davidson?
No. Maybe try Sloppy _Joe _D. I don't think. Can I check without messing the chat up?
I don't know. Or if not, dude.
Yeah, I don't want the viewers.
They're probably, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Sloppy _Joe _D.
I messaged.
I got you.
That's again. All right, cool.
Yeah, private account. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll follow you, and then I'm just my name, TRoush2121. So then, dude, we'll link up, dude. I'll come down and train. Absolutely. Or if you ever want to come up here, dude, you're more welcome too. I'll get you in there too. Get trained.
Yeah, my dad's still up there. My dad's side of the family's still up there. So I haven't been up there in a while, and obviously since this whole thing, I've been kind of, Yeah, but, man. No, we're training like crazy. So, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us, dude, and follow me back, and we'll set it up. For sure, man. For sure. Cool, man. Have a good night. You too. Later. I can only imagine what this fucking chat's saying now. They're like, "What the fuck are you guys doing now?" Let's see. Let's catch up real quick here. We're the most loyal fans. Yeah, Jet fans are completely loyal. And did you guys see the comment from Salah where he said that about the Jets? That was funny as hell. But Jets fans and Giant fans. Let's see. We got here. You guys talking about? Do you think Salah is the head coach? The Jets had gone 0-16. I don't think so. I think they may want it for somebody else. Maybe Matt Campbell falls in the equation. Maybe they try to get Fitzgerald. And I know Fitzgerald signed a new contract, but I think 0-16 gives you Trevor Lawrence. That could bring in Coward. That could bring in a whole different list of candidates, man. So I'm not so sure. I think that changes the game, to be honest with you. Samini, yeah, he gets bold and brilliant like his last 2 weeks, but the whole season he's been terrible. Yeah, I know you're trying to set me up for that. Yeah, that was. I can only imagine what the chat was like. Deshaun talking about Wilson. I'm just glad I'm not lagging so I don't get roasted. Twitter's where I go talk Jets. Twitter, follow us, man. At Talk Jets Radio. I'm TRoush21. Let's see. Dude, if you guys know me by any means, I'm always against the media. I am so tired of people saying that they know what Jet fans want. They have no idea.
Titanic movie stream tomorrow. We got to plan that out though, because we got to make sure that Primetime can make it. Sloppy Joe versus Primetime. Primetime didn't do too bad, man. He didn't do too bad when he came down and trained with us. Frank Yeager you have no idea how tough he is, man. He has fought so many times through injuries that he's a legend in the sport, Hall of Famer by no doubt. So completely, and we could try to get him on, dude. I'm sure he probably would do it. We just got to figure it out. Mark Henry is the MMA striking coach. He's based out of Tom's River. He's the head coach for Frankie, Zabit, Caitlin, Eddie, Corey. He's one of the best coaches in the world. That's not even close. Let's see. What do we got here? It's never going to happen, man. Never let that happen at all. There's the whole thing about Darren Lee trying to come back. That's interesting. Talking about he wants to prove what he was and he wants to play for Saleh. Jamar Chase is definitely the best receiver in the draft. Let's see what we got. And then we're going to go to Vinny C. I'm trying to catch up with these chats. You guys, damn. He's still not coming on, man. Anthony, I know you're disappointed, so you just got to log off. He's not coming on tonight. Darren Lee said it himself on his Twitter account. So you want to be a fan. I think I'm almost caught up somewhat. Primetime's new girl lives in Canada. Maybe he's driving there now. That's maybe why he couldn't make it tonight. You never know. The fans are worse than the team. No, they're not. Jeff fans are more loyal than Giant fans. That's definitely true. All right, let's go to Vinny because I can't keep track of your chat. Vinny, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Tyson?
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm actually from Twitter. I tweet you guys all the time.
Awesome. I hope you respond. I think I respond to you.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. You guys definitely do. So, two quick things. One, Watson really bad. You have the opportunity for the first time to have your franchise guy. You know,
Right.
we've been searching for like
3
decades. So,
Yep.
and you think about it, everybody's saying you're giving up way too much, but in reality, you're really not. You're giving up your own pick first, and then you're basically giving up Jamal Adams too. So,
Yep.
you know, and
Yeah, I
then
mean, there's a
maybe
lot of
go
things the way to
from
look
there.
at it. If you say if it's number two pick has a tremendous amount of value. So that can be considered 2 picks in itself. You could do a first round pick this year, a first round pick next year, and then another pick after that. That's 3 first round picks, and throw in your third rounder. I mean, you can
Right.
do it. That number 2 pick has a lot of value, dude, especially if they want to draft a quarterback.
Right, absolutely. And then along with Watson, I mean, again, it's somebody you don't have to groom. You know exactly what you're going to get. I'm
He's
not
a top
sold
5
on
quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks
exactly,
in football, and he's still young.
and he's going to bring in all the free agents too.
Yep, dude.
With him.
You could bring in, because I'm telling you, it's almost like him and Allen Robinson have a pact because they're almost liking the same things together. Oh, they're tweeting things together. It's like, dude, I'm all in. That would be
Right.
but not even that. Like we always talk about the Jets tax. To come to the Jets, you got to pay the tax because nobody wants to come here. Now you have a coach people like. If you have Deshaun Watson, dude, now you're like, you know what? He's a guy that I think they can win with. Like they're not going to be the same old Jets team. This is a team that has a legitimate quarterback that can make a run. Like you actually believe in it. You know what I mean?
And the big thing is you're going to sell tickets too.
And that's where Woody Johnson comes in because the Jets right now, as they currently exist with Sam Darnold, cannot sell tickets. Yes, everybody likes the coach, which is fine. But that only lasts so long until you get your bill in the mail. Like, dude, do I want to spend $200 a ticket for Sam Darnold? Or you got to give me a vision. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if they get Deshaun Watson, I'll buy season tickets. I'm back.
Yep.
You got me back. I'm in.
And for once, the stadium is going to have fans in it. It's not going to have fans from like the Steelers, Raiders. You know,
But dude, but be honest, dude. Listen, I get my season tickets 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, because I was tired of it. I was tired of losing. I'm tired of the prices, tired of the traffic, the commute, the bullshit, all of it. But you do this where you have a product that you could actually believe in. Like, you know what? Listen, this team is finally on the right track where like, you can actually believe what you're seeing. Then you can do it. Then you'll tolerate. You could sell it. You want to buy it. You want to see Watson play. Like, there's players on the field you actually want to see play and not try to like, just pray and hope for. You know what I mean? Dude, like it would give you, to me, it'd be like getting Favre. When the Jets got Favre, look how we were all excited, like, holy shit.
And then you got hurt.
But you got hurt. But when they were 8-3, They're probably one of the best teams of football. You bring in Watson, we're all excited, dude. Like we know we have what it takes to take our game to the next level.
Right.
So
that's yeah. And the other thing is you mentioned it, the offensive line coach. So I've done some reading on him too, and it's
my
the same
buddy
thing.
hates him.
Apparently, he's not that good.
He's not. My buddy, dude, a friend of mine, he studies this shit, dude. And he was like, why is everybody so happy? This guy has a lot of flaws with his offensive lines. A lot.
Like you saw all the hits that
Jimmy G took.
Yeah, took. So
yep.
It's worrisome.
Well, you got to look at it like this. you got to have faith in Mike LaFleur, but you have a staff that's relatively young and unproven. They're good at what they were doing, but now they're taking on prominent roles. Even the quarterback coach, all these guys, dude. So right now we're in a happy stage where everybody's like, we love everybody, everything is great, everybody's good, we're all gonna be great, and then you weed out all the things. Because keep in mind, like when the Jets hired Frank Pollock with Gage, like fuck, that's a great offensive line coach, like, right? And then the first year, it was the worst offensive line in football, and it wasn't even the talent; it was the coaching was horrendous. Like they didn't know what their calls were. Guys are running in free because nobody's getting blocked at all. So we'll see, man.
Be interesting to see. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.
Bye bye.
All right. It's cool. It's really, really cool to talk to people from Twitter and like actually see their faces and hang out and stuff because we've been doing this a while. And there's a lot of people like such like Cliff, Vinny, all you guys, man. It's awesome. So let's see what we got here. If you want to join, here is the link thing. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to do this. If you guys enjoy this, I have no idea because I'm just kind of winging this and just drinking. Haven't really watched much of the fights. Some big dudes in there now, though. Let's see. At first, and next 3 drafts, Seattle's 3rd and the Giants pick. We got from the Leo trade. We get Watson, still a pick in every round except the 7th. Dude, I agree, man. There are so many ways to do it that you can get Watson and you give up draft compensation, but there's things you can do with it, man. So I don't really buy it that much that you're going to give up everything. Like the message we get a lot is you're giving away the farm. You're not giving away the farm. Maybe a couple pieces of fence, maybe a couple of animals, but you have your farm still. So let's see what we got here. This chat, Flyers talk. I don't know what we're doing here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you guys are like one crazy family, man. It's just weird. And it's even funnier when you do videos and you guys all comment on it. It's just like, I have friends that have gone on there like, dude, what the hell goes on your streams? And it's hard to explain it. What I never understand is why fans of other teams come here and talk shit. They just have fun, man. Let's see. We got Nick Tone is a beast, man. Yes, he does. He does want Roger Matthews. They do a lot of really cool stuff, man. The Jets don't get Watson. I know you don't want Darnold. Would you rather have them draft Fields or Wilson or trade back? That question remains to be answered, man. That remains to be answered. I don't have a hot take for you on that. You got to give me time for that one. See how the free agency plays out. I'm leaning towards Fields more than anything at this point. What are your thoughts on Sean O'Malley being mentally undefeated? Good luck with that. His last fight wasn't impressive, man. That he creates a lot of hype around himself, and that was not a good look, man. So we shall see. Vinny the guitarist, he's probably working on a new song, man. Vinny and the Jets, thank you for joining us. Make sure you follow his channel. Let's see what do we got here. How long is the stream going for? I have no idea. I'm just kind of winging this, seeing how you guys like it or not. Can you do a snowy Monday chat with your worst Jets memorabilia? That could be a possibility. I got a lot of it, man. You guys can be like, what the hell is that shit? If you want to join, the link is in the chat. Would you like to see Chandler versus Gagey? Absolutely. They're gonna have to do something, man, because Dustin Poirier is not fight. He's not fighting Chandler. He's definitely not doing that. I think he's gonna fight Nate Diaz. He's a beast, man. Losing to Khabib is not a bad thing, man. That guy is just that good. Got my Wi-Fi fixed. You guys should have told me sooner. I had no idea. What's up, Kyle? Here comes all the Florida takes now. Bring on Nick. Nick's not on there. I would. We've been here since the first stream. Yeah, we're new to the streaming stuff. As you could tell, I don't know how to hep this shit. So, what The chat is crazy. We want Nick. Nick's not on the thing, dude. If he comes on, I'll bring him on. Did Deshaun mention the situation on Dion's live stream? Willie Colon was kind of campaigning for the Jets. Right now, any little thing that happens, everybody overreacts to it. So, can you give a story time on the Kotite era? Dude, the worst 2 years of my life. My 1995 and 1996, my first 2 years as season ticket holder. I sat through 16 home losses? Horrendous. I got thrown out of 2 games one for cursing and one for throwing my hat in the field. So that's how bad those errors were, or 2 years were. Let's see. What do we got here? Somebody, if you guys want to, you haven't asked Legend. Legend's just chilling, man. He's just sitting there. He's had too many Trulies. Looks like prime time after. This is true. It was a Jets-Colts game, and I think it was Alex Van Dyke scored a touchdown, and they were getting blown out, and I just lost my shit. And all of a sudden, security came, and the Colts fan in front of me complained that I was cursing too much, and they threw me out. And I had to write a letter to the Jets and to the stadium to get reinstated. I had season tickets. I just lost my shit. I couldn't take it anymore. I was just so done with it. So let's talk Jets Muay Thai shorts. I'm down for that, man. There's not good ones to find. They're always like wrong size, and they come from Thailand. Take like 3 months. Let's see. Watson is waiting to see the Jets free agency to okay the trade to the Jets. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because Watson could actually impact it. If you bring him here, you could actually lure free agents. Supposedly it's the coach he's coming for, man. That's the longer he waits. I mean, I don't know. So we'll see. Let's go, man. Waiting for you. Yeah, dude. It's MetLife's a lot stricter than it used to be too, man. Yeah, he can't get fed after midnight. I think he's past that now. He kind of looks prime time at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I threw my hat at Nick Lowry because I was pissed. I couldn't take it anymore. That was the game when Neil O'Donnell hurt his calf in warm-ups against the Titans or the Houston Oilers, whatever they're called at the time. In warm-ups, he gets hurt. Neil O'Donnell, the big all-season splash, warms up, gets hurt in warm-ups, and that was it. And they were getting their doors blown up. I got thrown out in the second quarter. And then the funny thing is, I'm not sure why I'm telling you guys this, but so I'm in the security office, and it's almost before halftime, and the security guy felt so bad for me because there's like troopers in there, and when you get thrown out, nobody ever admits that they did anything wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I did it. I'm like, I'm tired of this fucking team. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of spending money. I'm like, I threw it. And my hat that I threw was actually on the counter. I'm like, that's my hat right there. I'm like, can I have it back? And the guy's like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, no, it's my fucking hat. I threw it. I'm tired of this shit. And they felt so bad for me. They're like, all right, man. Like, listen, the team's coming out, for the halftime. Do you want to see the players all walk by and stuff? And I'm like, yeah. So they do that. They gave me just a warning. And meanwhile, every other fan that did something stupid, they all got arrested. But they're like, dude, you admitted it. You were nice. You weren't you were just cool about it. They let me off, and everybody else got arrested. So I guess there's points for being honest and just I don't know, whatever, just sad, I guess. I don't know what it was. Dude, I hit Nick Lowry it was right by his foot. I hit him with my hat. I was pissed. One thing you say is, oh man, I get pissed. I hated that shit, dude. I was so angry. How did your starting quarterback get hurt in warmups? Just like a lazy throw, dude. Like a lazy throw of football. And all of a sudden you see him grab his calf. I'm like, are you kidding me? And this is how old the game is. Eddie George, I think, had a huge day this game. And I was like, what the fuck? It was raining. It was cold. The stadium is half full. And your quarterback's out. You have no chance of winning. And I was just like, and the security guard was shocked. The trooper was shocked. He couldn't believe how honest I was. He was like, you're honestly admitting to it? I'm like, my hat is right there. Here's my ticket stub. I threw it. I'm tired of this fucking team. And the guy's like, what? He's like, you have a seat. And then all the other fans are like, I don't have my tickets. I didn't do anything. You guys suck. And they let me off, dude. So, what are you going to do? Yes. Chronicles. So if any of you guys want to come on, man, instead of listening to me fucking ramble, come on. Or if you want to wrap up, whatever you guys want to do. I haven't watched any of these fights yet. Yep. So, yeah, I'm surprised too, man. Yeah, they went through a part 2 where the Jets are very, very worried about their image. If you bring any kind of signs that are negative or any negative T-shirts, anything out, they'll ask you to take them down, throw them out, or leave. They don't mess around, man, at all. Yeah, I would say my arm strength was probably better than Sam's because this was in the wind against the rain, and I still hit him. Is the letter how you got your Jets credentials? No, we actually applied for them. When our radio show was starting to do a lot better, we started getting a little traction, which is not saying much, but we reached out to them, just asked them, and then they had the NYSF magazine was doing really well too, and we combined it. We just we had like a little trial phase where we got asked to practice, and we made sure we followed the rules, and we were respectful, and we provided decent content with nothing like, and that was it. They gave us a trial, and that was it. So, any other things you guys want to know? Just fire it out. Now you know I got thrown out of stadium, so you know how you avoid negative shirts and signs. Don't suck, dude. I completely agree. That's the thing with the Jets, man. It's just losing year after year. You're not even competitive. Nothing. You're watching the Bills take over, the Patriots. Yeah, no. There's like 3 or 4 good books about the Jets, man, that were just awesome. Can't remember if it was Reich or Brister to back up. Well, I think it was. Is that where Bubby Brister had the shuttle pass that was picked off against the Carolina Panthers for a touchdown? That fucking year, man. My God. And then that was the only game they won was against the Arizona Cardinals, and I was at a family dinner for that one. I was still watching it, and they couldn't believe it. And I told them, I said, you know who's going to be is Bill Parcells is going to save this team. They thought I was crazy, and ended up being right. Dustin versus Charles for the belt, and Justin versus Chandler. Who do you think wins? Poirier for Charles, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do Poirier versus Nate Diaz. I think that would sell more. And they're going to do Charles versus Michael Chandler. I think that's what happens. Coaches Club is amazing. It's a little bit weird because you feel like you're not a part. Like it's just so different. Like you feel like you're not a part of the stadium. It's like I like being like lower level where you can yell and stuff, or upper level. I'm kind of more of that. I'm more of like a yeller person. Bubby Brister. There's some bad ones. I don't know, man. I don't really think about that kind of shit. I just like to train, man. I love to train. I love martial arts. Media passes now. Yeah, they respect what we do. I think when we did our Coach Gase interviews this year, I think that pissed off a lot of people. I know it did. It pissed off a lot of people. So, this is a great question. They do. No, what you do is when you go into practice, we all go on the same sideline. You're all lined up on the sideline. You can only stand in certain areas. We all watch the same practice. You tweet through, you take pictures, do all that. Then they do interviews at the practice, and that's it. It's just when sometimes like the general manager would come down, like McCagnon would come down, other stuff like that, and you talk to them. But you all stand in the same spot, man. We stood next to Samini and Manish, and actually became friends with Manish, which is crazy to say now because all the shit that happened to him. But yeah, you just kind of stand there, man, and just nothing crazy. So let's see here. Our credentials went away because we didn't follow the rules anymore. We were tired of their shit. And like when we do our radio show, we followed a lot of the rules. We wouldn't curse. We wouldn't use certain sponsors. We turned down sponsorships from betting companies because the betting companies, weren't sponsored by the NFL. So in order to keep our credentials, get player interviews, we didn't do a lot of certain things. And they just kept messing with us. So then we just lost our patience with it. We're like, fuck this. This is ridiculous. They approved all our interviews with players, stuff like that, but it just wasn't worth it anymore. So, have you ever been confronted by a media guy? Have you ever? No, we've been nice to all of them. A lot of them know who we are. They don't talk to us. They ignore us. They kind of give us the cold shoulder, and I can honestly give a shit. Yep, they're gone because we pissed the Jets off. I mean, we had Coach Gase on as a fucking donkey. We called the owner a clown. I mean, we can only do so much to fucking. We pushed every button we can. So, so now we will go to Mr. Nick. But you're highly recommended, man. Everybody wanted you back on.
I had to get back on. Felt bad.
A lot of pressure. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Saturday night, having some drinks, talking to you guys.
That's it, man. So you've been asking us who we want for the quarterback and who we think is going to be quarterback. Who do you honestly think right now is going to be starting for us?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want Watson, but the Panthers thing, it just keeps coming up over and over and over. I'm wondering if they're going to find a way to make that happen because how Matt Rule is. That'd be a big splash that they want. You could sell McCaffrey. You could sell a lot of things down there. He's from down there. I don't know, man. I don't want to say that because you know me, dude. I want Watson the worst way. Like I'm willing to throw in extra shit they don't even want to get him here.
Yeah, man.
But then it's like if it's not him, like I don't want Sam back. I just don't. So
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's like, where do we go from there? You know, because like I really don't know anything about Trask. Wilson seems all right. I've seen a couple little things about him, but like you said before, everybody's a critic right now, so everyone's saying he's the best. They say that about everybody coming out. We don't know. You know what I mean? So I just don't know. You know, if there's any other possibility of somebody else shaking free from a different team that we're not. You know, it's not even on the radar right now. You know,
yeah, but you don't want Goff or Goff. You don't want
Yeah.
Stafford. Stafford's probably going to the Colts. It seems like now. I mean, do you like the guys like who do you like? Bridgewater, like Jacoby Brissett, like guys like that. They shake free. That's not no Fitzpatrick. Like who's the guy? Like who's the young guy? Like you want a building block guy. You want a guy that's going to be like, all right, here's your quarterback for the next at least 5 years, if not longer. You don't want like a 2-year guy and then start over again.
Yeah. Well,
who is it
for the next couple seasons? Or coming out from college. You know any other guys that are coming out that are pretty highly regarded?
I have no idea, man. Oh, you're getting. Hold on a second. Nick, are you single? So now Rachel wants to know if you're single. So now we're marketing for you, man.
There we go. We already made it possible. PT's going to pay for it.
Yeah. See, you're getting more dates than I'm getting now. So this is awesome.
Oh man, I'll take it.
But so I don't know what we're gonna do, man. I just wish I had a better feeling. Like if I had Fields or Wilson, I'm going Fields, only because I know a lot more about Fields. And I like a lot of things that he does.
Yeah.
But there's also like the whole Ohio State stigma. I understand it. But that same thing could apply to USC too and a lot of other places. So, I don't know, dude. I just wish it wasn't like this. Like every other year, it's not like this. You have a second good quarterback option. And this year, it's not like that.
Yeah, I get that. Well, it sucks. It's like everyone's sitting here and everyone's like so excited about this offseason and, pumped up at all the rumors and everything. I don't get excited. And I get anxiety over this shit. Like I'm just sitting here waiting and I'm like, what's going to happen? When is this going to happen? And it sucks.
And now it's like you're addicted to Twitter because now it's like, all right, what's the latest news? And it's like, oh, well, Deshaun Watson changed his Twitter page. Now it's like it's a neutral thing, and it's like this and everything. Then you have half the bloggers making up shit just to get new followers, which is ridiculous. You have players saying all kinds of shit, and it's like you're nerve wracking. And then it's like you have like the problem I have is like you want to be positive because you have a new head coach and you want to believe in Joe Douglas, but in the back of your mind you have that negative Jets mind in your head. That slowly but surely sneaks back in. Like, we're going to find a way to fuck this up. Like, we're not going to get Watson. Watson's going to go to the Dolphins, right? So.
That's the worst possibility, man. I don't care where he goes as long as it's not in our division, AFC in
That'll
general,
Could you imagine he went to the Dolphins? That's my – listen, if he wants to go to Panthers, great. Go with Robbie Anderson and flourish. He goes to the Dolphins. We're going to have to do – like, how do you overcome that?
Screwed. You don't.
Because then he's like, because the pressure on that rookie quarterback or even Darnold will be enormous. Like, listen, especially Darnold, dude. If Darnold comes back and you're going against Watson and Allen, he's got to play lights out. We're going to be like, dude, you're going to be out of town by week 8.
Yeah. Dude, this is going to be the craziest offseason.
It's really crazy. Is. But then it's like there's so many other parts you got to worry about. Like, to me, the offensive line is still an enormous question. And Joe Douglas didn't really do his job. Like, I'm not really sold on McGovern. Van Roten's been whatever. If anything, Elflein was probably the best guy he got. They should re-sign him. Alex Lewis is going to be gone. George Fant, what do you do with him? You give him $9 million. Like the offensive line, at some point, you got to get like 3 or 4 guys that are here every year. You got to get like your nucleus to build off of. He doesn't have that yet, does he? He's got Becton. That's it.
Barely. Yeah, barely. I mean, the only guys I'd really resign right now, Poole, May. Aside from that, just having a Highway 77. What else do we have? There's nothing.
I'm not even sold on McGovern, dude. Like McGovern's got a lot to prove. If you want that anchor for a center, and then it's like, all right, well, is he a product of really shitty coaching? Like, is he gonna be better under LaFleur? We have because like they're so bad, dude. They're so poorly coached. You have no idea.
Yeah. They're all questions. Everybody's a question on this team, essentially. Even Mims. I was happy to get him, but I mean, we have no idea what he is. Like you were saying, man, they screwed up the whole thing with putting in guys they shouldn't have put in. Not taking out guys. Like, we have no idea. Everything's a question mark, and that's what sucks. You figured to go into this offseason, be happy, and we're gonna try to improve this, improve that. Like, everything has to be improved. And we're sitting there like, is this actually gonna happen?
But look about you want to build your offense, right? So you say, what do we have? Okay, the quarterback, we don't know. The offensive line's a work in progress. The wide receiver position, Perriman should be fucking gone. If you get rid of Crowder, all you have is Mims. So your wide receivers are a complete unknown. You still need another running back. Like, dude, the tight end position is a complete unknown because Herndon was invisible. So almost every group of your position group on the offense, we have question marks everywhere.
Yeah. You know, I like Jody too at the same time, but at the same, he's also a question mark because like you said before, there's a lot of things he's done have been very questionable. We're all Jets fans. We're happy to have a new guy come in, and we're excited to see what's going to happen. But at the same time, we have no idea if he's going to be the guy for us.
Dude, this is similar to McCagnon. When McCagnon had the top pick and all the cap space is the same exact position. Number 2 pick and $80 million of cap space. Don't fuck it up because he'll set us back 3 more years. Like he's got to hit it, dude. He's got to.
I know. Hey, all thing you can do is pray, right? There's nothing else we can do. Whatever he decides, man, I'm cool with. It's just I really hope it works out. That's the biggest thing. just keep
Trulies. That's it.
Oh, here I get that sponsor.
Dude, you have a fan club out there, man. Thanks for joining me.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks again.
Have a good night.
You too, man. Take care.
All right, so we got Cody joining. Let's see, Cody. Thank you guys for making this channel diversified and welcoming people from different countries. Of course, dude. We're all fans, man. Primetime looks great. He took off height. Yeah, Primetime look just. Well, Cody, thank you, man. Thank you guys for all joining us, dude. It's a lot of fun. We're all fans. We don't judge. Upper kick? You want to front kick him, man. You gotta learn the right terminology. Come on, Deshaun. You gotta be better than this. Let's see. Justin Fields, it was impressive, man. He's had some very impressive games. So now we've already paired a couple up here. So now we've got Nick set. That's good. Making progress. Let's see here. Nick is comfortably numb. I think you have one more year. It's hard to get McGovern's contract this year, but we could move him to guard and get Trey Smith at center. I like Elflein, but when they signed Elflein from Minnesota, he was actually a center. So I'm wondering if they bring him back and let him play center, maybe move McGovern. But I think Alex Lewis is definitely gone. At the end of the day, it's really where Watson wants to play. Every team in the league can make an offer, but the ball is in his court with that no trade clause. This is true, man. But the only thing is he can list five teams or 6 teams. I don't think he's just going to do 2. So we'll see. It's Nick and Rachel's date funded by Primetime. The blocking scheme, man. It's a mess. Yeah, that's why you don't know what we have sometimes. Let's see what else we got here. The interesting thing is how many people are bringing up Deshaun Watson's ACL injuries. I don't think any other team's going to have that concern. We're going to worry about that now. It's the reason why we don't want him. I don't want to do that. My friend signed up for Shokotan Karate. Dude, I have no idea. A lot of this stuff depends on the school, to be honest with you. It depends on the school, depends on the instructor, depends on the program. There's Muay Thai schools that don't teach Muay Thai. There's boxing schools that don't teach boxing. It's all depends, man. I've seen that. They say he's spoiled. I honestly don't know. I know you're trying to piss me off. I'm not going to fall for it. Let's see. Want to go take over the Jets facility together? Primetime has had plans tonight, man. So I just came on to hang out, just to drink some Trulies and see what you guys are up to. Talk a little bit. The second pick. What are you doing with the first pick then? Yeah, Primetime's busy, man. He's not sick. He's nothing. I asked if he wanted to do it. He said he had plans. He'd do it later on, but I figured do it now. This is a good question. I mean, if you trade down, that means you're keeping Sam. You're doubling down on Sam. I'm not necessarily sure I want to do that. I'd maybe just go Fields. I guess I'm just that negative, that much of a hater. So our quarterback options already on the team. Sam Darnold. We don't need. Okay, this is dude, come on. We don't need Watson. Circus. What is the circus from Watson? Winning a top 5 quarterback? What exactly is the circus of Watson? I'd love to hear that one. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Primetime said his power's out because it's going to snow tomorrow. Matt Jones, food poisoning. Just, yeah. You guys are relentless, man. I hate that we don't have a quarterback because Sewell would be so amazing opposite Becton. I wonder if people would do that, though. They pick him later on. I'm not sure that people would take him at 2, though. Then you got to move him, too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen or not. I'm not triggered. I just hate that take. What exactly is the circus of Watson? It's only winning. Yeah, depending on where you live, man. Definitely where you live. It's going to be crazy. I think the Jersey Shore, they're saying maybe snow now or rain now, which would be awesome. But where I work, it's going to be a lot of snow. I'm not going to cook, dude. That's Primetime's thing. I'll sit with you guys and just watch it and hang out. This is the co-host, man. That's the co-host, drinking a Truly. Prime time's busy, so this is just hard to explain this. They're saying Stafford to Indianapolis. They said it could be done by Tuesday. Wherever he's going, it's going to be done by Tuesday, Peter King said. This year for the Jets, it's going to be Robert Sala filling out his team and seeing what guys he wants to keep and get rid of. But isn't that what Joe Douglas did last year? They should have an idea of that now this year already. But, I mean, there could be more cleaning out. But, I mean, this would be more, if anything, not really cleaning out. It's bringing in his own guys. He's got more juice than primetime. Just, oh, my God. This is just, you guys are just, trade is sealed. All right, so what's the Adam Schefter tweet? Goodbye, Goff. What happened? What did I miss here? Is there breaking news here? Let's see here. Sorry to do this while we're on the show together. Let's go see what the hell this tweet is. We got Detroit is dealing Matthew Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams. 2 future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Goff. Holy shit. Why would the Lions do that? Why would the Lions want Goff? What the fuck? All right, so 2 first-round picks, 2 future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Goff. What? What? What are they doing? Stafford's going to flourish with the Rams, man. Damn. That's a good move for the Rams. I don't know. All right, guys can react to that, man. What are the Lions doing? I'm trying to comprehend what they actually just did here. That's crazy. So what does this mean for Watson now? All right. Well, thank you for the heads up, because I had no idea. All right, let's see. Jeez. I wonder how this impacts. I'm trying to see what the impact is on Watson with this, but all right. Here we go. Let's see. That's crazy, man. I gotta take time to digest this when I've had so many Trulies in me. But what are the Lions doing, man? Stafford with the Rams is good. That's not a. But what do you want? Why would you want? Because doesn't Goff had like $43 million guaranteed over the next 2 years? Isn't that his contract? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't want to sit there and stand on the phone the whole time, but all right. So go a couple more. Oh, I had Javed, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Javed. Fuck, I was close. What's up, man?
You were good. What's up?
Dude, we did this trade, dude. This trade is wild, man. You see this?
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. The fact that they got 2 future firsts and Goff for Stafford, that might mess up the price for Watson a bit for us. Because if Houston's looking at that, we probably would have to give up 3 then. I mean,
it makes it interesting, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't really get it completely from Detroit's standpoint, unless maybe they think they're far away enough in their rebuild that they won't draft a quarterback yet, so they'll just build a team and try and just use Goff as a bridge guy
for 2 years. Because it's $43 million over 2 years, guaranteed money too. I think pretty sure it's guaranteed money.
I mean, they can cut him after 2022 season. They have an out.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's guaranteed for the next 2 years. So you're basically paying him $22 million a year for basically that much. I guess for a bridge quarterback, I mean, he's not. To me, he played terrible this year. I know he got hurt, but he's like a system guy. If you can't flourish in Sean McVay's system, dude.
I mean, that's what I was saying. I've saying that to some people online. They're saying like, "Oh, Goff is a pocket passer." I mean, it's saying like he doesn't fit in the system. I was like, you can't fit in that system. You really don't
can't play.
Yeah. So on like the Watson trade, I really I don't see him going to like an NFC team unless it's the Texans just really deciding that they refuse to trade him in division. I mean, in conference, because Carolina's getting a lot of it's been like a lot of traction with them, and people are talking about them a lot. I think if Miami or us really want him, there's no chance they get him, because for Deshaun Watson, it may make more sense, but for the Texans, it really makes no sense to me, like them and the 49ers, because the pick they have isn't going to be as valuable as our number 2 pick. I mean, if they give them 3 picks, it wouldn't be as valuable as the number 2 pick, but you got like a 12th pick or like a pick in around like 7 or 8 or something like that. and then you'll have picks that are just straight between 32 and 26, basically every single year.
Yeah, no, listen, I think that the Jets could put in probably the best offer together, but they may tell the Panthers, listen, make this offer comparable, make it close to them. And if it's close and Watson says he will go to the Panthers, they may say, you know what, we're going to get him out of the AFC. They may do that, dude. Like, it's
to me, I don't know, because
it could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it does happen.
I mean,
I'm
it
saying
could happen, but in that situation, basically they would just be using their own pick, which because they'll suck to pick high, and then just using their picks, the other picks they get from those other teams, as just low picks and seeing what they can get with it in the first round.
And JJ Watt's going to be gone.
Yeah, if they were to trade for our pick or Miami's pick, well, their pick for Miami, then they'll have another premium pick, plus they'll be bad still, and they'll have another pick. So I think, to me, if I'm looking at value, like trading for the Jets picks is just way higher.
Number 2 pick is valuable. Yeah.
And even next year, if we get Watson, our pick is not going to be nearly as, I mean, it shouldn't be as good as those other teams that would get him. Like if San Francisco gets him, they're probably going to like the second round of the playoffs at least. If Carolina gets him with that offense, you got McCaffrey, Moore, Robbie Anderson.
So now
you get Samuel back.
The one thing I was thinking about, because me and Sam Darnold don't get along at all. So I'm like, all right, if you make this pick, you include the number 2 pick, and you include Sam Darnold, it could serve 2 purposes. If they're not completely sold at quarterback at number 2, the Houston Texans, they can trade back, get all the picks they want because they're going to need them. And Sam Darnold could be their bridge quarterback for you. Like, listen, you know what? We'll take Sam for a year, see what he does. If he flourishes, great. And meanwhile, they can use all the picks they get from us. You trade back at 2, get all like supplement. That could probably help their rebuild too.
Yeah, I think that'd actually be a great thing for them, especially like with the Sam thing, because to me it was really interesting that they were interviewing McCown. Because I feel like McCown, outside, unless they really think that McCown's ready to be a coach so far, I think the only thing he really could give them is insight on Sam, because they are close. Didn't they live together when Sam was like a rookie?
Yeah, they were like best friends.
Yeah, so he does have good insight in him, and every time he talks about him still nowadays, he's still raised about how good he is and how much potential he has. So I think that could be something there, but I'm not sure. I just don't know really. But back on those other teams, I don't know like what a package they could give, because I mean, like when people talk about like a player they give up, like for example the Patriots, they say like the Patriots can give up some picks and then J.C. Jackson or something like that. And for some teams, like I'm just in there for Houston. You know you're going to be rebuilding. No matter what happens in this trade, you're going to be rebuilding. Don't think you can contend instantly. Nope. Is it really worth it trading for a player who may not even be good or that young by the time you finish your rebuild?
Yep.
So
that's a fair point, dude. They're in complete rebuild. You're going to lose Watson. You're going to lose J.J. Watt. It's a complete tear it down, come over. So you need all the young draft picks you can. And you probably want cheap players too, so you can just gather all your cap space. They don't have any cap space, dude. They are screwed in terms of draft compensation, and they are in like the worst situation possible, thanks to Bill O'Brien. So if you can get cheap players back and you can get draft picks, that's what they have to do.
Yeah. So I just wouldn't see that. To me, if I was them, I mean, I could see them doing it because they're really incompetent, and they seem like the types to just be like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." But if I was them, I wouldn't. I would value picks way more over just let's get him to the NFC, or let's get this player here.
Here's a question for you: would you? The only thing I could kind of debate is: would you rather have Tua or Darnold?
Me personally, right? I'd rather at this current moment, I'd rather have Sam. Like, I really like Tua. He didn't look that great in Miami. I'm not ready to write him off. I think Miami should keep him. I think the value.
He's coming off a big injury too, man. He's coming off a lot. Not a normal preseason with training camp was a mess. Like, he had a lot of things going against him.
A lot of people talk about just Tua being not that good. The receivers in Miami, like, for all like everyone talks about Parker and everything and all those other receivers, and they have like good weapons. I mean, outside of Gesicki and Gaskin, like I think Parker's kind of overrated. Their receivers were bad. Like, I think they ranked.
Fitzpatrick put up good numbers though.
Yeah, but the receivers throughout the season, they were like, I think 29th in dropped passes. They were dead last in yards after catch as a receiving group. Yep. They were literally doing nothing, especially like that Buffalo game. Holy hell.
Yeah, but Fitz played well with them, dude. They were lighting up with Fitzpatrick. I just think if you have an argument for Tua is that it wasn't a normal NFL offseason. They had no preseason games. He's coming off a huge injury. You give him a full NFL offseason to get himself back together. He's got game experience, unlike James Morgan, of course. But you have a lot of things you can do. And you can say, listen, you can see a lot of potential. And you can see, okay, what do we have to work on? You can work on this. You can fix a lot of things. to write him off for the 1 year, I think is crazy because the kid's got a shitload of talent.
Yeah.
But you see that you have that. Okay, you have a little bit of belief. We can try to buy in some of that. With Sam Darnold, it's the opposite. Sam Darnold's like, all right, we've seen some good, we've seen a lot of bad. How much is that bad? Can you overcome that bad and change it and get him back in the right direction? So if you're the Houston Texans, to me, it's like the number 2 pick obviously has the most value, easily has the most value. The Jets can offer a better package. Will they do it? Will they be all in? Will the Dolphins get crazy and do something even crazier? Because they're probably more prepared to win than the Jets are. And Deshaun, it comes down to Deshaun Watson, dude. Does he say, listen, my number 1 team is the Jets, the Dolphins, the Panthers, maybe the 49ers? We have no idea. That's like he's been smart. They haven't said anything. He hasn't. The list hasn't been exposed yet. It's all rumors. It's all like players that have talked to him or people that his friends. He's got to kind of say it, man. Kind of say, this is where I want to go.
That would really help things a lot, and I think it would kind of spur the Jets into action to really make something happen. But at the same time, I just think we should be moving for this regardless of whether he comes out and says that it's our people. You
got to be aggressive. Reportedly, the Jets have made the call already. Reportedly, they've made the call. They've inquired, but the Texans right now are not fielding offers. They're trying to play this, we're not interested shit, which is nonsense.
If the Texans,
once the Super Bowl is over, like you only another week to the Super Bowl. Once Super Bowl over, I think it's all going to heat up, man, because that's when like the NFL kind of wants that. Like this is good. But they're going to want like the attention to always stay on them in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
So
if the
interesting, man,
Texans don't trade him before the draft,
dude,
they would have. Jeez, if they let him get to a holdout situation, then I don't think he's coming here because our best asset, our best chip to get him is gone. But if they were foolish enough to let it go to the offseason and see if he really wants to play hardball with them, and then get to a point where he's holding out, and then they're deciding to trade him, they will have robbed themselves of so much value. So
it'll happen, dude. It'll happen because you know what? He's following the playbook of how to hold out and get traded. It's you have your agent leak it. The story gets legs.
Apparently, his agent didn't leak it though.
No, but we knew about Watson wanted to get traded.
Oh yeah,
right? And then it was officially requested. Then the Texans say we're not going to trade you. Then he changes all social media to non-Texan stuff. Like the blueprint for how to get yourself traded has been done. Jalen Ramsey, Jamal Adams, they know how to do it. So now it's starting out the nice way. And then sooner or later, they want Deshaun Watson to lay the hammer down saying, you know what, I'm not going to report. Find me all you want. I'm not going to play for anymore. And it's going to get ugly. So the Texans can either do it the nice way and say, listen, the damage is done. He's not coming back. We can be the biggest pricks in the world all we want. He's not going to play here. And let's get the biggest package and do it that way. Or, try to drag it out. They drag it out. It's going to be a mess, man. I think they should just realize it's not going to work out. Like at some point, like we just saw James Harden get traded in the NBA. Like when the players want out, dude, especially in this day and age in sports, they're going to go. Like the team's playing hardball rarely works anymore.
Yeah. Also, it's a bad look for trying to get free agents. Like I think for the next few years, I don't see a high profile free agent going to them unless it's like an old guy who needs money. Like the coach
is not an inspiring coach. Like you have they're in cap hell. They have no draft picks. They hire a coach that kind of like is respected by some, but not going to lure anybody there.
He's a
Who else going to want to play in Houston Texans right now?
55 years old. They literally hired a coach who everyone knows is going to be gone in like 4 years.
Yeah. So he's gonna endure 2 years of losing, and they're gonna fire him. That's what they're gonna do.
To other people, like a little quick thing. To the people like who say like Watson is, he's not going to be loyal. He's a mess. Blah blah. Watson's one of the most loyal players out there.
Yep.
I mean,
they
4 years this man defended Bill O'Brien. He said Bill O'Brien, like he went out and said Bill O'Brien's his coach. He supports Bill O'Brien. He defends Bill O'Brien. Yep. And the problem is really with ownership. It's not the general manager. It's not the coaching. It's even after Bill O'Brien traded Hopkins, he still trusted him enough to try and stay because he believes in that franchise. But then when you as the owner decide to make unprecedented promises to your quarterback, like you tell him to his face, hey, we'll involve you with the GM search. You don't have to get in the interview process, but we'll keep you updated. We'll do this, that. And then you tell him we'll look at your candidates. And then and after you tell him that, you just turn around and do the exact opposite. You keep him out of the loop completely after years of just dysfunctional stuff, and where your dad was saying some crazy stuff that he had to apologize for, and you've been saying some crazy stuff, and you don't really support the players and the things that they care about. You can't expect them to want to stay there because
you were exposed, dude.
Would definitely be faithful to our franchise. You have to be complete fools to alienate someone like that.
Dude,
especially with what our franchise does in the community and stuff like that.
Deshaun Watson is a prominent figure in the community, man. He does a lot of charitable stuff. He's very generous. He does a lot of really good things. He tries to buy and try to be like loyal and supportive, and they basically spit in his face. So it's like, all right, listen, at some point you hit your breaking point. We're like, you know, enough's enough. My career is only so long. I don't want to waste it here. When you know he signed his big contract as he should, because he earned that contract. People questioning that is just ridiculous. He earned that contract. He bought into the organization. He believed what they sold him, and they lied or they didn't come through with it. So at some point, you say, you know, it's time to move on. Like, you know, I'm 25 years old. I want to enjoy my professional career the best I can. It's not going to be here. Like, to me, you could, dude, like this, like you can make an argument. Sam Darnold just said the same thing. Like, you know what? I want out of here. You failed me too. Like, and if he did, like, to be honest, if there was a point where Sam Darnold's like, you know what? I want out of here. Could you really blame him?
No.
Like, dude, you know what? We screwed it. We really ruined your career so far. So if you want out, I don't blame you at all. But the only thing is he didn't sign the monster contract like Deshaun Watson did. So it looks a little bit differently.
I mean, he also hasn't been playing good enough to ask.
Right. I mean, Watson could do it. Like, listen, man, this is the new age of sports. If when prominent players want out, 9 out of 10 times they get it. And this is the way you got to handle it. You got to prepare yourself for it, especially if you're in a competent organization, man. The Texans failed him.
So, I mean, what's the most you'd give up for him at this current moment?
Oh, man. I'm probably more aggressive than other people because my concern is that Watson goes to the Dolphins. So I ideally like do 3 first-round picks. Not all this year. They like to space them out. Number 2 pick, I'd give him. I have no problem giving number 2 pick. Give him a pick next year and a pick the following year. So 1 first-round pick each year. If you got to throw something else in, I'm fine with it. Like, if they say, listen, we want 4 first-round picks, I'd hate to do it, but I would do it. Like, I think he's that much of a difference maker, dude. Like, but like, that's not my first offer. My first offer is 3. If it goes to 4, I go to 4. Like, but that's, you got to look at the big picture, man. It's like, it's 25 years old, a top 5 quarterback that changes every facet of your team. Winning, exactly, quarterback, free agents, everything, dude. It changes everything. We're prominent. We're winning again.
When I try to talk to like some Jets fans online, and they're saying terrible. Like, "Oh, if you trade on Bleacher Report, the Jets community is like half of them know what they're talking about, and the other half don't make proper arguments. Like it's atrocious." So I just try to explain things to them online, and they keep saying like, "Oh, if you trade away, say 4 first-rounders, you're gonna gut the team. You're not gonna be able to build the team."
Trading away the farm.
Think about this. In the worst case scenario, let's say we trade away 4 first-rounders. Since we have 5 over the next few years, we're at least going to have 1 first-rounder over the next 3 years, whether it's we have no for the first 2, and then we have 1 in the end, or we have no in the middle, say, and we have 1, whichever way it works. We're going to have 1 first-rounder those 3 years. Yep. So even in the worst-case scenario where we couldn't build a team in those first 2 years for him, we still have him under contract for like 3 to 4 more years.
Not even that, but no, it goes deeper than that, dude. First of all,
I'm just saying, like, we still would have
the whole thing is where the Jets have failed over the years isn't the first round. It's all the rounds after that. Like, trading away the farm to me is first and second round picks for the next 3 years. If you're trading away all those picks, that's one thing. First round picks were all, I understand it's the best talent in the draft, but you get your money in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round. That's where all your value picks are. Those are all your contributors. And that's where we failed. Well, look how far we go back. Our Darius Stewart, Chad Hansen, the list goes on forever. Year after year, all the bad picks we made. And the other teams that are good, like the Ravens and the Rams and the Patriots, after 2 years, they're all starters. They're all stepping up. So when you can't afford your big free agent, your draft class is starting to supplement all those free agent moves you got to make. So you're not trading away your farm. Your farm is when you start wiping out like a couple rounds, like first and second round. Dude, first round picks, it sucks, but look at what you're getting back. The biggest question mark on your team for the last decade, right? Like the Deshaun Watson, the impact he can have on this team, he makes everybody around him better. He wants people to come here. He helps you win games. He helps a new coaching staff that's trying to figure out their way. Dude, he does so much on and off the field for his team. You can't put a value on it. You really can't.
You know, I completely agree. I was just saying to the points that these people are making, like how they keep complaining about like the first rounders. I'm saying like we would have him and first rounders in the future. But I completely agree. Drafts are totally made in the middle rounds. And that's what Douglas was saying like a lot. He said like the second and third round picks is where you really find second, third, fourth rounds where you really find value.
Years the Jets fucked up their second round picks. Year after year, second round pick was a nightmare. Right?
Like,
we need value there too. Yeah.
Like Seattle right now. Seattle, like literally, you ask their fans, they haven't drafted a first rounder properly in years, and they've still made a good team because, like, when I remember when Seattle traded their first round to us, like a lot of the fans, I mean, it doesn't really make sense because you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, we mess up first rounders anyway, we shouldn't want them. But like Seattle fans are saying like, yeah, we mess up the first rounders anyway, so we just take it in the later rounds regardless. And I'm saying like, that's not, I mean, you shouldn't hit your first rounders, but that's exactly what happened because Seattle has been missing their first rounders. They're a team that's completely missed their first rounders, but they have a quarterback and they're good at their second and third round things.
That's what it is, dude. You need value, dude.
You get value. And that's really how you build a team. It's not about the first round picks. I mean, I've seen so many goddamn first round pick busts.
Dude, it's just quality. It's quality free agent signing, and it's not always the flashy one. Like it's not the Allen Robinson signing. It's all those the mid tier free agents that have got to be quality guys that get the 4-year contracts, the 4-year $12 million guys, the 4-year $16 million guys. Those are the guys that have got to be the hits. Those are all like because every team's gonna have your 4 or 5 stars, but your roster's what 53 guys or 55 or the fuck it is now.
Yeah,
that's you got to have that 20 or 25 guys have got to be your nucleus. That's good. And that's your draft picks and your mid-tier free agents and all that. And that's where we failed. We failed it for years, dude. Like and for being honest, look at last year's draft class. Half the guys they either didn't play or they were hurt most of the time.
Yeah,
so we don't even know what they are.
I can't even. I part of that to me is like Gase's friendship. You played on my team before, so I'll definitely play you. Nepotism, like the fact that P. Ryan didn't play much, and because he was playing Gore. And
not even P. Ryan. Dude, look at Ty Johnson.
I'm saying, but Johnson didn't play too. But I mean, P. Ryan had a
100-yard game, got benched next week.
We don't even know what we have because he refused to. He wanted to play.
But you look at it; it goes further. Like
how much
they didn't play Cameron Clark. They didn't feature Denzel Mims. Denzel Mims should have been featured in the passing game, like legitimately feature him and force the ball to him to get him experience. It's a lost season, dude. You have a lost season. You're like, listen, we want to get all these players on the field. Cameron Clark, all of them. Zuniga barely played. He played limited. It's like, but you have to get guys where you draft them and you play them. And this is where Joe Douglas having ownership of personnel and solid reporting, they say, listen, man, these guys have got to get on the field. Like, we've got to get this done. As a team, we need to know we're all on the same page here. We're drafting young players to play the young players, not sit on the bench for 2 years. We got to get them in the game.
Yeah.
You can't have, and especially even like Pierre Desir, dude. He was gross. He's probably one of the worst corners in football for a long period of time. Week in and week out, they played him for no damn reason. I would have rather seen these younger guys run around and learn, and actually someone started playing well before they got hurt, of course. But I'd rather see them, dude. It just didn't make any sense.
Like, I feel like Joe's done a pretty decent job with the like finding value from like random places. Like we sometimes when I think back on like his first 2 years, I think like sometimes he didn't do as much as he could have. But I really like what he's done because he's left us in a place where he has from his like little tiny, because basically just like these little short, small signings. Like we have some guys who we know can play or can't play. Like Fant is a maybe. I think Fant could play in the zone blocking scheme. If you get him a decent guard to play next to him, he won't really get exposed.
$9 million bucks, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like F-line. He's been decent and he could have a future. John Franklin Myers is a stud, and I think it was a great pickup by him. The Rams cut him. He picked him up, and then Franklin Myers was injured. He had to put him on IR, and he could have definitely cut him because you pick up a guy who just got cut by the Rams, and you think maybe I cut him. He kept him on the IR for a year. Then Myers came out. They moved him to the middle. He's been great. I think he'll be great in the system because he played with the end when he's in the Rams, when he's learning from Donald and everything about how to play DT, but how he's also playing DN. And then he came to us and they moved him to DT to play in tandem with Quinnen, and they move him along the line. I think he'd be great to teach young guys. I mean, he is kind of young himself, but he has experience. He played in the Super Bowl. I mean, he was like strip sack on Brady. I mean,
you got Basham, you got Bryce Huff. They got young talent there you could incorporate all those guys, and some of his interior guys minus Quinnen were playing well too. The defensive line at times played very well when they were just
I'm so excited for our defensive line, and we're so young. And some people want us to go get a big edge rusher in free agency. I think you let it wait a year. You
can maybe draft a guy, but I don't want to spend money anymore.
Like Roche, Basham, maybe if they fall. Yeah. It's like Basham is like the one who's like huge, right? But he gets a lot of sacks, but he also sometimes just disappears for a long time. And then Roche is a really good guy, but he's pretty undersized, so he's like more of a finesse rusher. He's good at speed rushing and spin moves. So if he goes up against a big tackle, it might be a problem. But if we have Quinnen dominating the inside, if Quinnen can command a double team,
not even that. But
I'm saying, but if you just think about it, like if he can like get to like a close to Donald place where you have to put like a center and a guard on him, that opens up so many options in the pass rush. So even bringing 5, you leave them forced in a place where someone's having a mismatch. So
if you have a sound defensive team that has really good discipline, like Salah said, he's like, dude, on first and second down, you're getting our base defense. On third down, we're going to scheme the shit out of you. Like, we're going to confuse you, blitz you, get after you. We haven't seen that ever. Greg Williams, we all love Greg Williams, but the defense wasn't sound by no means. It was kind of haphazard at times. You change all that up, and then you bring in other players. It's going to be good, though. So
I know, Johnny,
you're getting praise here, man. Everybody loves you.
Thank you, Johnny. I know. I'm just saying, like, if he can get to a place where, I mean, Don's not the only person who commands.
Quinning is approaching that level. Though Quinnen Williams is approaching that level. But with a defensive scheme like Salah's bringing to the table, it changes everything, dude. Like we haven't been playing good football on either side of the ball for the last couple of years. It's been terrible. Not well coached, not well schemed, nothing.
I mean, the special teams has been the only place where we've actually been decent. Didn't we keep the special teams coach?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So
dude, you're gonna be a celebrity, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
All right, bye.
Man, that was an excellent call there. Everybody's getting these new follows on Instagram. Why I ain't getting new follows? What kind of shit is this, man? This is ridiculous now. Craziness. I'm not getting no call. That's just everybody's getting dates. They're getting Instagram follows. I ain't getting shit, but a little buzz maybe. So, all right, what do we got here? Yeah, the interesting trade here. So we got to figure out Fatukasi did play well. I'm curious to see how this impacts the Watson. I mean, great call. That was excellent call. A lot of knowledge. Yeah. Excellent job. No, Tyrone's staying, man. What are you guys doing? Yeah. Javid making some moves here. Excellent call. Yeah, we were just talking about him being traded, and he was. That guy was well-spoken, knew his football. Great call. Yeah, I think it is too. Let's talk Jets for once. It's just every once in a while we mix it in a little bit. We got UFC, we got koalas, kangaroos, we all kinds of shit here. Stafford to the Rams kind of helped us make the division tougher for Seattle, gives us a better pick. Let's see. It felt like an extra first-round pick to take Goff's contract. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's $43 million guaranteed over the next 2 years. So number 2 overall pick is worth more than number 25. No, number 2 pick definitely has a lot of value. Let's see. Sam of Primetime's cheesesteak. This trade is horrible for the Lions. What is it going to do for the Cat? I don't know what the Lions are doing, man. I guess they wanted to get rid of Stafford. I guess that's what they were trying to do. I'm not really sure. I don't have time to it's just I'm trying to do all these different things. Time to digest it. I mean, I like Stafford with the Rams, though, man. I think he still has good. They're a quarterback away, so that's a good move, I think. Let's see, dude, you're a star, man. Still can't understand why I'm not getting no Insta. I need some Instagram files. Come on, man. You guys got to help me out. Some shit here. All right, we'll go to Steve. What's up, man?
Hey, Tyson, how you doing?
I'm trying to decipher this friggin' Goff Stafford trade.
That's going to be a tough call to follow. He was a great call.
He was.
So, I mean, what are your initial thoughts? Who do you think won that trade?
I'm trying to figure out what the Lions are doing. I like Stafford with the Rams, and the Rams are a win-now team, obviously. They're a quarterback away in many eyes. Let me look at this again. That's just crazy, man. Let's see here. So it's how many first-round picks?
2.
So Detroit
third.
So Matthew Stafford. So they got 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Goff. So the Lions are going to be searching for a quarterback, a third-round pick, and they get Goff on that contract, which I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure the contract is so bad because if you look at veteran quarterbacks,
he's a bridge quarterback.
$22 million for a bridge quarterback isn't terrible, and you got to think that they're not going to be in contention for the next 2 years anyway. So while they're building
with him.
I mean, I'm surprised they got 2 first-rounders. I think that's where they win. I think the biggest loser here is Goff. I mean, especially with that coach, he's going to lose his kneecaps if he F's up in practice. But otherwise, I mean, I think it's one of those rare deals where both.
Oh, that's right. It's Dan Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think both teams got what they needed because obviously the Rams are a win-now team. Goff is not garbage, but at the same time, he wasn't getting it done. Few people, because he's been buried in Detroit, realize how good Stafford is.
Well, Stafford had a lot of injuries. What is Stafford's current contract? How much longer is he under contract for? He's still fairly young. He's probably got 4 or 5 years of football left in him. So for the Rams, you got to hope he stays healthy and plays well. I think he's better than Goff. Goff just fell apart this year. He didn't look good at all.
And he's been healthy lately. He hasn't had like serious injuries, so I believe he can play. And he's not a system quarterback either. He's talented and smart. So
I like Stafford.
And it's I guess it's a really good thing for the other AFC teams who are close to the playoffs, because I thought he was going to the Colts, and honestly, I thought he would have made the Colts a contender. Stafford's just really good.
Goff has got to be like going from McVay to Dan Campbell. Jesus Christ, man, it's like night and day. He's going to be, but he's a bridge quarterback. That's their guy to say. And if they draft a quarterback, all right, we're gonna draft somebody. You're gonna learn from Goff, I guess. That's going to be their guy. That's their. I don't know. I mean, the Rams went all in. The Rams, that's a power move for them.
They did it with Ramsey, and it worked out there. And, teams value first-round picks, differently than others. And they're definitely a veteran team. They feel, how long is this defense going to stay together? We need a quarterback that can take us over that hump. And the NFC is relatively weak anyway, so this is a power move by them. And I think it's good for both teams. As far as this messing up any Watson deal, I just don't see it, because I think that teams will see this as a Goff salary dump. I think that point is right. I don't see that setting a price. Oh, well, a veteran gets 2 first-round picks. I just don't see that. And besides, Watson holds a no-trade clause, so it's not like they're going to have a 20-team bidding war anyway. Watson's going to dictate a lot of it. So it'll just be a matter of, do the Texans want to deal within the conference? Because if they do, I think that no team can offer a better package than the Jets. I don't even think Miami could, because it's unlikely that the Texans are going to be interested in taking back the pick. I just make them look even dumber than they have.
No, I agree, man. It's a fascinating trade.
We'll see, my man. But thanks for having me on. Love your show.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. So a lot of hot takes on this here. So let's see what we got here. We'll bring on John next. Let's go through the chat. You guys are just savages, man. Holy shit. Solid deal for the Lions. Mine is T Roush 2121. Give me I'll put this shit in here. I'll market myself a little bit. Hell, I need some Instagram followers. I have none, man. I got 0. I got like 300 or some shit. I suck on Instagram. Terrible. Let's see. Tyson, I just unfollowed you on Instagram. Damn, man. See, you guys are, what the hell? This is some shit. Bastards. Let's see. We're going to bring on John. So I'm getting ripped to shreds in the chat. We'll go to John. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Living the dream. How about you?
Doing all right. How are you and the legend doing today?
Legend's been smiling the whole time, man.
Cheers.
That's what I'm saying. What do you think about this trade, man?
It definitely makes you marinate and think about what the cost and the price will be, definitely when it comes to Watson. Initially, I think all Jets fans thought Watson would cost at least 3 round picks, at least.
Yep.
It's a guarantee now. It's going to at least be guaranteed.
Like
We needed 3. And makes you want to think where the Rams are right now as an organization. I think they realize that their window is very small. You got a lot of big contracts, and they probably only had 2 years left. And
aging players.
A lot of aging players, and they basically threw the farm out. I think they may possibly get a Super Bowl out of it, but
I give them credit for it, dude. Be all in. If you're going to win, go big or go home. And they know they're a quarterback away, and Goff isn't the answer. Addressed it and went for it. I give them credit for that.
Exactly. We'll find out 3 years from now if giving up all those picks is gonna, basically mortgage their future, because they can't pay all those athletes, repay them, Jalen Ramsey and such. But I'm not here to talk Rams.
No, dude. But they gave some crazy like even Cooper Kupp. They threw out some crazy contracts. Like Robert Woods. All these guys are getting crazy money. Like, where the hell is your salary cap? Like, it's sooner or later it bites you in the ass.
It's like a phantom cap, right? You got like a $180 million cap space, and all of a sudden, like, how do they have all these stars? Makes you wonder how come the Jets didn't do something like that, right?
Yeah, we nickel and dime over Jamal Adams and shit. So, what do you think, man? There's a lot of rumors about Deshaun Watson, where he wants to go, what he wants to do. Panthers, Dolphins. What do you think, man? And what's your plan B if it doesn't work out?
So, last time I spoke to you and PT, y'all were asking me, what's the pulse of Texas? So I went and decided to start looking at some of the forums, and a lot of the fans are actually asking for a package from the Jets, because they realize now that Watts wants the way out, they feel like the best way to start from the organization, clean slate. Even though the coach, like, they even thought about it where their coach, they only see him there for 3 to 4 years, right?
Yep.
So at least if they have 3 to 4 years from now, is be attractive for another new coach. Is
Right.
bringing in new talent, young talent on cheap contracts and attract a better coach. So I saw three first rounders for the Jets, right? A second for 2022, right?
Mhm.
A third for 2021, and Sam Darnold. And the reason why they brought up Sam Darnold, there's conversations of having Josh McCown as the quarterback coach for the team. So the best friends come back together.
Yep.
It only makes much more sense. Same way that people saw the move done for Tua over in Miami, only makes sense for Sam Darnold going to Houston.
That's an interesting package because you're adding a lot, but also Sam Darnold. That's interesting, man. That's a lot. But it's like you got to figure the Texans are a mess because they have no draft picks and they have no cap space, so they need to rebuild. And then if you're, in theory, if Watson's leaving, they need a quarterback to play. Sam Darnold could be your bridge guy. He could be. Listen, take a chance on him. If you're getting this number 2 pick as well, you can figure out what you want to do there. It gives you options to do what Sam could be your either he takes off and it's great, or if he doesn't take off, he's going to teach whoever you drafted to teach him along, figure out the ropes in the NFL. But
exactly, and if they crash and burn next year, what is it? Sam Ellinger from Texas.
Yeah, but you figure also
bring the guy.
But the Texans, they're a true rebuild. They know J.J. Watt's going to leave, so it's like you got to figure out your plan. Your plan is blow it all up, just own it. Say, listen, we fucked it all up. We made a mess of this. We own it. We understand. Watson's going to go. Watt's going to go. Complete youth movement. But then you do all that and you hire this coach, and you're like I don't know this coach enough. All the research I did, I'm like, the coach, I understand he's a great guy and he's all this, but I'm like, dude, that's not the way to inspire free agents, not the way to inspire, your fan base. That's a weird one, man.
It may be a little bit off pace and poor color out of this, but the man is too damn old to be a head coach right now.
It's
he's 65. He's 65 years old. Bless him. He finally fulfilled his dreams. But what, are you going to be a 10-year head coach at 75 years old?
That's not where the NFL is going, man. Look at all these young coaches getting hired. You got what the guy for the Eagles is. They're all so young, dude. Even Salah's what, 40? But this coach is younger than him that were getting interviews. Staley from the Rams, the defensive coordinator. A lot of young guys.
I would have been more accepting of Leslie Frazier.
Me too.
For them, at least because at least he's been there. He's actually won as a head coach. He has some playoff experience, and he has some credibility and clout.
Absolutely.
Whereas this guy, what the hell did he do in Baltimore?
Poor Bieniemy, dude. What about Eric Bieniemy? That poor guy's gonna be like, what? I have the top-rated offense the last couple of years. I'm getting no love, getting nothing, no job. Where there's guys with much less qualifications getting jobs. It's insane.
Dude. Honestly,
Bieniemy's got to have some serious. He's either a bad interviewer or some serious skeletons in his closet, man. Something's up with that.
Well, you had something bad. You had bad publicity come out, back in November. But let's be real. Everybody got skeletons in their closet. Everybody, has issues with their past. It's all about how you are acting from that point on forward. And Bieniemy, I think his biggest issue is overcoming the media. And he may be smart. We know that Andy Reid sees him every single day, how he prepares, how he play calls. But I'm listening to Tony Romo in the AFC Championship game saying, what a great call by Andy Reid. You don't hear him saying, what a great call by Eric Bieniemy. It's them pigeonholing and saying Andy Reid is doing it. And I think, believe it or not, Andy has some fault in it too. Because he's looking at the film. He hears it. Why can't he just call out?
He does. He's made a concerted effort to do that, man. He's been more outspoken. Listen, Bieniemy's a big part of this, big part of that. And as some of Bieniemy's supporters have been very vocal about him too. He has, he's climbed the ladder. He's done the right thing. The things about him, people are getting hired with a lot less qualifications, man. 1 year coordinator, 1 year this, not even a coordinator. Some of these guys are getting jobs. You're like, what the
position coach?
Yeah, dude, so a lot of these excuses are out there. And then you watch the guy with the Eagles, dude. His press conference, you could not have. He's a bumbling idiot. He's like, we got to be a smart team. You know how you're smart? You know what to do. I'm like, dude, I'm an Eagle fan. I'm breaking my screen. I'm punting beer cans down the street. I'm like, you out of your mind? You imagine the Eagles is this guy?
I'm going to make it easy for the offense. I'm going to make it easy for the offense, but hard for the defense to understand.
He's talking in circles. I know he was nervous, but dude, you're on a Zoom call. The media's not even in front of you. There's nobody in the fucking room but yourself. and you're stuttering and bumbling. Can you imagine when they actually get in front of him? He's gonna melt like cheese.
Yeah, lose 3 games in a row. How are you gonna react?
Lose to the Giants, lose to the Cowboys, lose a rival game at a home game in front of the Eagle fans, in front of that media. This guy, he'll leave the office.
He's gonna fumble and bumble.
Oh.
I feel for the Eagles fans because their previous coach, he wasn't them.
They won a Super Bowl, dude. They won a Super Bowl. I don't feel for them. They won. They just won a Super Bowl. I don't feel bad for them. Feel bad for us.
You're right, Tyson. You're right. Because let's look at it. Let's look at the rival cities of New York. You have Philadelphia. You have Boston, right?
It's miserable.
And look at the city of Tampa Bay. Out of all cities in the United States,
baseball, football, it's miserable.
They're living the life. But New York, what we have for the last decade?
Nothing, man. Yankees. They're not even winning. They disappoint us in the playoffs.
See, I'm a Mets fan. I'm sorry, but we've had more, playoff success than you the last decade.
Are you talking shit now with Yankees Mets? We're going down that path now? You're not gonna win this battle, dude. I got news for you, man. I got all kinds of Mets anger. But John, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. It was awesome talking to you, Tyson. Take it easy. Call you next week.
Yes, sir. All right, so we got this next person is a celebrity. Oops, I just lost her. Where'd she go? It's gonna bring Cassandra on, but now she's not there. Shit. All right, if she goes back on, we'll bring her on. Oh, Mets fans, what was that? Let's go Yankees. John was awesome, man. No Muppets. Cassandra's there. I just saw her, and then it dropped off. So there she is. What's up?
Nothing much. I don't know what the hell my thing just did. It just went to some generic page. So what's up, guys?
You're a celebrity.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the heck with this Lions trade? Oh my gosh. What? I don't understand.
But what do you think? It's good for the Rams because they're a quarterback away, right?
Yeah, no, it's great for the Rams. I hate the Rams. So I'm really I don't like this at all. Out of all the teams in the league at the moment, they're up there on the list of the teams I can't stand after that blown call. And I hate Stan Kroenke too. He's a douchebag. And so I was just oh my, are you serious? And what are the Lions doing? Jared Goff sucks. What? I don't even know. Because those first round picks they're getting, they're not going to be really high in general. Because the Rams have a good team. All they need is a quarterback. And the guy you're getting, sure, he's a bridge gap. But he can't even sneak in from the 1 yard line. Are you kidding me?
Makes no sense. I mean,
no.
He's like a Band-Aid hold the fort guy for them, man. That's all expensive. He's gonna be $43 million guaranteed. If you want to endure losing, I mean, I'm not really sure the line. That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I don't know what they're doing. And I would have just taken you could probably get a rookie quarterback. Why not rather than getting Jared Goff, who if he can't do anything in the Rams system, he isn't gonna do anything in the Lions system. You already know that. What?
It was a salary. It was a salary dump. The Lions are willing to take Jared Goff's contract to get 2 first-round picks, but why would you want to endure that? That kind of money, it just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
It's unnecessary.
I don't know what they're doing. That's the most Lions thing ever. But what? I don't want to see the Rams do well. And okay, I wanted the Saints. If they don't, which they're not getting Deshaun Watson. I don't even know. I was looking at some of the odds, and they were up there the other day, and I was what are they gonna do? Is Mickey Loomis gonna put a plus sign over a negative whatever their cap is? No.
But what is the take on Jameis Winston though? Did they not believe in him, or what happened there? He had a year in the system. Now he's learned everything.
I'd actually want to see Jameis be quarterback next year, but I don't think that'll happen. I was hoping they would go for Stafford just because I don't want to see Taysom Hill at quarterback at all. So I think Breeze in the NFC against the Bucks was oh yeah to Jameis, he was mouthing this is your team now. I don't know if that's actually true. Taysom Hill was probably salty sitting at home, but I don't know. I would have liked to see Stafford because I think honestly next year there's a really, really high chance just with I don't know what money Jameis wants because I thought he was only on a 1 year deal. I could be totally wrong because I was kind of ticked off when we signed him.
Was it a 1 year deal?
I thought it was a one. I don't know because I was actually really annoyed when they signed him. I was what are you guys doing? But then at the moment, the alternatives are if it's Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, watching that Eagles game where they just got picked apart, I was just what are you doing? He got totally found out. He can't hold the ball. So it's I'll take like Jameis Winston, like, okay, yeah, he turns the ball over a lot, but at least he's throwing for like decent yards. Like Taysom Hill's inaccurate. He fumbles the ball constantly. Like whenever he runs with it, sometimes I'm just like, no, like
It was
please
a
don't.
it was confirmed.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like a really 1 year, really cheap 1 year deal. So I don't know what kind of money he'll want. Taysom Hill's on some ridiculous contract considering like he's a special teamer and like
Yep.
I don't know, like jackknife guy. So like I don't know, like I would have liked to see Stafford on the Saints just because like okay, yeah, he's injury prone, he's broken like what every bone in his freaking body, but like I think Rams have a good offensive line, so that'll look these like they'll be good. I think.
Yep.
Like they're literally their only weekness was quarterback. Like I've had Jared Goff as my fantasy quarterback. So like a couple of years ago, he was just like ruining my life every week. Like honestly, so I don't even like I don't know what the Lions are doing. Like why wouldn't you just draft your own rookie quarterback and like try and rebuild? I don't know. Like I don't know why if this keeps Kenny Golladay there. Like maybe, but like
I'm not sure about that, man. He may want to just test the free agency and get out of there. I mean, I don't
yeah,
think you have any.
if I were him, I would leave.
Yeah, you want to play for Dan Campbell with that press conference, like a WWE guy, clown.
No, like oh my, all the coaching press conferences lately, like the Jets, like they look so good right now compared to like the Eagles presser. Like yesterday, I was so out of it. I was just like, what the heck is this? Why is everyone talking about this Eagles press conference? I'm just like dying. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like a couple days
I thought
ago,
it was
I
a
like,
joke at first. I thought it was like somebody making a
thought it
spoof,
was
like a
a
spoof
meme,
press
like a meme
conference.
video.
Yeah, I thought
I
so
was
too.
just like, what the heck is it? Like I thought it was a joke because I was just like, okay, like like Wednesday, Thursday, I got like 2 hours of sleep. Like I was not on my game at all. I was like dying. I see this video and I'm like, am I dreaming? Like how bad is this?
Yep.
Like it's not okay. I don't want to say like if you're a head coach, people are like, oh yeah, like whatever. It's like a Zoom, like it's a Zoom interview and like maybe he's nervous, like maybe he's a passionate guy, but like you even if like you should be able to talk coherently in a Zoom call. Like I
There's
don't
nobody in
think
front of you. Like it's the easiest
yeah,
thing to
like,
do. It's like we're talking right now. It's the same thing. Like there's no reason to be nervous. We're talking to each other. Like you're talking to a computer screen. How are you nervous?
yeah. How are you
Express
nervous and like and it's like if you're gonna like how are you gonna communicate to your entire team? Like I would be like if I were that guy, I'd be like embarrassed and like I know
wanna
the
trade.
Eagles
Like I'm on
fans
out.
are just
Like I'm not playing for this guy. Get me out of here.
no, and it's just like the other thing is you like with like all the Eagles fans were just like, oh my god, we fired Doug for this, and like everyone seems like pretty anti Doug Peterson after that whole Washington debacle, and now it's like it looks like they're begging for him back, which is like I don't have like I'm a huge Flyers fan, but like I don't have any really opinion towards the Eagles, so like I feel it's like you almost feel bad because it's like especially like I don't know like everyone's just like. Oh yeah, how bad does Eric Bieniemy have to be not to get like hired over this guy? This guy's like a great interviewer. Like, okay, sure.
So what do you think about this Deshaun Watson thing? It's been a couple days now. He's cleansed his social media of Houston Texans, colors and the whole. It's a game. It's all a game. The Houston Texans play their game. He's playing his game. How do you see this playing out? Do you think it's going to happen soon? Do you have next couple of weeks, or are they going to drag it out? What do you think happens?
I think they'll drag it out because Cal McNair is kind of like the Johnsons, where like all he cares about really at the moment is like ticket sales. And I think if they trade him early, your ticket sales are going to be like you're not. No one's coming to the game. Like they had fans protesting, like before Deshaun Watson like even requested a trade. So like I think they'll try and stall it out towards closer to the draft. I think he will go. I don't know where he'll go, just because like I don't know like. I think they're just going to try and like start from scratch type thing. Like, I think they're like, you have no assets on that team anyway. And like the guy they hired, like everyone's being really nice. He's a joke. Like, come on. Like he's 65 years old. He's even been an offensive, like I believe he's been an offensive coordinator. Like all their fans, I haven't seen any positive reaction to that. It just seems like he's a puppet for Jack Easterby and like that Nick Caserio. Like he'll be the fall guy so they can last longer.
It's so, like I think to me it was like they know they have no draft picks, they have no cap space, they're gonna lose Watt, they're gonna lose Deshaun Watson. They're trying to find a guy that's gonna endure 2 years of just awfulness. Like a classic guy. And like, you know what? Just endure for 2 years and then we're gonna move on and then hopefully we'll be back in a better spot. Because there's no way to really they're trying to appease Deshaun Watson. It didn't do anything. Like it's not it didn't really, it's like keeping the offensive coordinator makes no difference. Like he's leaving. So the hire is not inspiring. Not going to bring free agents. Like you can't. It's just they're a mess.
Yeah, like that's not going to attract. Yeah, like that's not going to attract anyone. Like I was like, who when they announced it? I was like, I don't know. Like I barely know who this is. And like, I don't know. It's like I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. I hate that people are like labeling him like a diva and stuff because like you've got your owner who chose a guy who was a team pastor like 10 years ago, not qualified for his position all. Seems seems like a total snake. Always seems like he just like what? Like why are people calling Deshaun Watson a diva? And like I get he signed the contract, but I thought it was something like he wasn't getting very much guaranteed money, and like with his injury history, like you can't afford if you're like making no money. I think it was something where if he didn't sign it, he had like a Dak Prescott situation going on where like
I don't blame, dude. Listen, it's a business, man. He made a business decision. He took the big contract. You can't blame him for it because you want the money. It's a lot of it's guaranteed. You take it. Like you don't turn down money. But the thing is, I think pro sports have changed. Where a little while back it was all about the teams had all the control, the teams had all the power. You sign your contract, you either honor it until you either it expires or they cut you. And now the players are taking it back. Now the players are getting power back, saying, you know what, we're going to hold out. We're not going to sign. We're going to demand a trade, and we're going to get it because it's been precedent's been set. Jalen Ramsey's done it. All these guys are doing it now. So now players are getting a little bit more momentum where people are buying in. So now that you got to adapt to it now. And the Texans got to realize it, man. They're going to lose this battle. They've actually lost it already. So get the draft compensation and move on. Like it's an embarrassing. You've been embarrassed. You've blown it. You've had like they've done similar what the Jets have done. The Jets have ruined Sam Darnold. The Texans had a good quarterback and they've ruined him too. So they ruined the whole situation. You could have had another 10 years and they didn't. So
no, you could have had like Hopkins and you could have had Deshaun Watson, and like instead you're choosing like your team pastor. Like okay, like.
Makes no sense.
Cal McNair's got to be like one of the worst owners in sports at the moment. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He should just sell the Texans, but like, I don't know what. Like, it's one of those things where like, I don't blame. Like, if your team has crappy ownership, like, get out. Like, if you can. Yep. And even like, I think he wants to win, and like, the Texans aren't going to be competitive for like three-ish years. Like, what do they have aside from like, even like JJ Watt? I honestly think it's like lost a step a bit, but I think that's more just he's been injured so much. Like. But like all you've got is Deshaun Watson. You've got a super washed up David Johnson. You've got like Will Fuller, who's like still on that PED suspension and like can't normally stay healthy. Like no defense. You've got a head coach that like honestly I think again is just a puppet for Jack Easterby. Like I heard he's I'm not gonna be like a jerk and like about like being religious and stuff, but I just heard he's like part of like some like Christian coaches union type thing. So like that's the only reason like he got hired. And I think like. I know people are like you guys talked about Sam Darnold maybe like with the Josh McCown talk. I honestly think they only interviewed Josh McCown because he said some good things about Easterby like a few weeks ago, and like Easterby is like pissed at the media. Like there was some Sports Illustrated article that came out, and like he was basically threatening to sue them, and like the whole like, oh yeah, you guys are fake news, like you're lying, I mean this organization loves me, whatever that spiel. Like I honestly think they just like interviewed him because he's a Jack Easterby guy. Like they get along. Like I don't think it'll influence if Sam Darnold actually ends up going to Houston. Maybe if they actually hire him in some kind of personnel role, like he can vouch for it if you want like a Jets trade. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. Like I hope he gets out of Houston, although I don't want him going to the Panthers. So like,
that's I think the whole McCown thing is being overblown too. I think every Jets fan's looking for any glimmer of hope to tie Dots or Darnold out of here and us getting Watson. Like they're trying to find any glimmer of hope. Like. If the sky turns green, it's a sign that Deshaun Watson's coming here. So they're all doing that. But the Panthers are interesting because Matt Rule's aggressive. They're an aggressive organization. They're not scared to spend money. They're not scared to make a power move. They're fascinating. I'm not sure the Jets can offer a better package, but will the Houston Texans be spiteful and be like, you know what, we want them out of the AFC? That's the Houston Texans are so incompetent. You don't know what they're going to do. Even with a new GM, they're still incompetent.
Their new GM is just like the only reason he got hired is because he's also besties with Jack Easterby with the whole tampering thing. Like all the other GMs they wanted, it was like, oh yeah, they can decide his fate. So like all the other GMs were like, yeah, we'll fire this guy. Like he sucks, which he does. Yep. And and then so at like the 11th hour, he like pulls over Cal McNair. They do like a little prayer circle, and then it's like, okay, his guy gets hired, who was like they're at some Patriots ring ceremony, and they're like the Patriots trying to get him for tampering. So like they're like in it together. I think like. It's one of those things where they're just trying to kind of save their own skin. I think if they were smart, they would just try and get the best possible package. As long as like I've heard some things like sending him to like Jacksonville or like Indianapolis. I wouldn't do that because that's just going to piss off the fan base. But like I would trade him wherever you can get the most draft capital, which like the Jets are in a better spot than the Panthers. So the only thing is if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'd probably honestly want to go play for the Panthers just because like you've got McCaffrey, you've got DJ Moore, you got Robbie Anderson, you've got a good coach there. So it's like, yeah, I think like if you're the Texans, like I would try and send him to whoever the highest bidder is. Like you're gonna get the most for it because your team is in total shambles. Your fan base hates you. Everyone wants to sell the team.
But would you let's see the one thing that the biggest dispute is with Deshaun Watson is how big is his list? Is he going to give a list of 2 teams, 1 team, 5 teams, 15 teams? Like there's so many different reports saying that he's, anywhere but Houston. Is he that? Like that's kind of determine a lot, like where he says he wants to go or is willing to go. Because the Texans can make a deal with say, you know what, you're going to Indianapolis or whatever, whoever, or you're going to the Bengals or wherever you're going. He'd be like, bro, I ain't going. I got no trade clause. I'm not going. So how big is his list going to be, do you think? Is he going to make it a real pain in the ass? Because a part of me thinks—
I don't think so, to be honest. Like, he seems like a good guy.
He's going to be like, you know what? I want out of here. Here's 15 teams. You can get the best offer, and I'll go there. He may do that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just seems like that entire organization, like, just everyone seems kind of miserable. Like, when you've got, like, reporters saying, like, oh, it's even worse than what's being reported. And, like, some of the stuff you're hearing is just, like, what the hell? Like, the team seems like it's being run like a cult, like, honestly. And so it seems like if you're almost any player, like, it's just like, I'll get out of there, like, I'll go anywhere type thing. So I think, and he just seems like a genuinely, like, good guy that, like, he's not going to be like, I only want to go to New York or I only want to play for a big market kind of contender team. Like, I think it will be something where it's just like, just get me out of here. This is like the worst situation.
He's very self-aware, and I think he realizes the aftermath of leaving Houston and burning his fans there. He's gonna be, listen, you know what? I don't want to ruin this I don't want to leave this organization like scorched earth. So I'm not going to say just one team, or it kind of neutralizes what the Houston Texans can get back. So you may say, look, here's 10 teams. Just to be kind of fair, where I'm demanding a trade, but here's 10 opportunities to get the best package you can get to help your organization, and I move on. He may do that. I just have a feeling he's going to do that because he doesn't want to be like, he's got a lot of fans there. The community, he loves the community. He doesn't want, he wants to leave, but he doesn't want to go out like a douchebag. So
yeah, I don't think so either. And then I think it just hurts his image because people are already saying like he's like spoiled and like you signed the contract type thing. So I think him just being like, oh, I only want to go to like a big market type thing is gonna like make him look worse, even though like I still don't think he's like at all to blame for this whole situation. But
no,
like
it's business. This is like, if we were in the same spot, I understand money is important to everybody, but at some point you want to enjoy going to work every day, no matter what field you're in. And if you're a primetime athlete, your window of opportunity is only because there's nothing guaranteed in the NFL. You can lose another ACL injury could be over. So you listen, if I only have 5 years left or whatever, I want my best opportunity to win and maximize my potential. If it's not going to happen here and they're incompetent, it's getting worse. Maybe you want out. We would do that. You would do it. I would do it. We'd all ask for it.
yeah, and it's like if you're in like a situation where your boss chooses someone who's not qualified at their job whatsoever over your like best employee, like what? Yep. Of course, like if you can leave the job, you go. Like
see a sinking ship. If you're in a company, you say it's sinking, it's going in the wrong direction. What are you gonna do? You sit with it and go down with it, or you be like, you know what? I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. Like I want to be out.
Like advance my career type thing. But like, yeah, I feel bad for him, but like, I think it'll be a while till we actually know what happens. But I think for now, it's just going to be like a bunch of rumors and like hardball. Because now you've got like every reporter ever saying like, oh, they're not going to trade him no matter what type thing. And like, of course they're going to say that because they still need to sell tickets for next year. And like, if you don't have Deshaun Watson, your fan base is already pissed off at you. Like, who's going to go to games? Like, no one. So it's like,
everybody's trying to get their stories out now to get all their clicks, because you're about a week away from being a very quiet time in the NFL where you're not going to get all your clicks and all your views and everything you need. So they have to do that too, So
yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh yeah, just like time to just not listen to anything for like the next week, and then when it actually like you start hearing legitimate stuff, because like before it was like, oh yeah, he actually like wants to go to the Jets. Like I heard something there's something like he was at some car dealership in like Philadelphia or somewhere, and he was
Brooklyn.
buying like a car. Yeah, or somewhere. I don't know where the heck he was, but I was just like,
he's been spotted everywhere. Like all of a sudden he's in Brooklyn, he's here, he's there. Eat a hot dog at the local pizzeria. It's like it's everywhere. It's nuts.
Yeah, but so like I don't know.
Did the Flyers win or lose?
They actually won an OT. I was so pissed off today. I literally slept till like 3 p.m. I was so tired. I wake up. And of course, my head coach, he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, Travis Konechny, my guy, my favorite Flyers player. Yeah, he, even though he was an all-star last year, we're playing the team that we got completely destroyed in the playoffs last year by. We're going to just, healthy scratch him. Instead, we're going to play some guy who's been injured for a million years. Like, I can't remember the last time he played. We're going to, we converted him from a defenseman to a forward. And of course, that's going to work against a team we've literally, like, we couldn't score against last year. I was like, are you kidding me? I was so pissed off. And so I was surprised they won. They were good in the first period, and then they looked like crap for the rest of the game. But, like, pull out the win. Like, if Travis Konechny isn't playing next game, we're like, what are we doing? But, like, no, their defense sucks. But I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, like, it's like after that happens, it's like, oh yeah, now this Matt Stafford news happens. So like, yeah, sleeping the entire day was the right call because everything interesting is happening now.
See, now you can enjoy the rest of your night then, just watching sports news and arguing with fans.
Oh no, exactly. That's it. No, I'm gonna like eat some food or something. I don't know. Have some ice cream.
Well, thank you for joining us because there was rumors that you were meeting prime time for a date or you're locked in his basement. So this is all you've dispelled all the rumors now.
Yeah, no, yeah, rumors. Like all I did tonight, I swear, was watch the Flyers game and get pissed off at the whole stupid Connect Me situation. But like,
We got breaking
no,
news.
that's all I was. Breaking news. I was home all day. Trust no one sneaking over the border. The border's closed. Don't try and come over and bring all the COVID over here.
Oh, why are you saying we have COVID here, man? Everybody's got it. We don't bring it nowhere.
Actually, no, our COVID we have like a really strict lockdown here. Like everything's closed. So
Is it really?
yeah, like gyms have been closed since like November. I was like the any like retail's all curbside pickup for the most part. Yeah, no, retail's all curbside. So the only stuff that's open is like grocery stores, pharmacies, and that's been the case since like end of November-ish. So
Really?
yeah, no, we have a really strict lockdown, but like our cases are still like higher than they should be because like people don't like listen to
So
the
wait, so you
lockdown.
can't. That's wild. So no gym, no indoor dining, no.
No, like no, you can't even go like all the malls, like the malls and stuff are open, but you can only do like appointments to pick stuff up. Like I had to go to the Apple store because my earpods were broken, and like you literally had to like just stand in like line, and the like you couldn't even go in the store. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna fix these for you. You can just chill out in the line here with your mask, and I'm like, okay, sounds good.
So then,
No.
how was it for like in like the fall and summer? Were you guys more open, or was it the same way like this?
So they basically opened everything, like retail and stuff got opened in around end of May.
Mhm.
And then I think after, I don't know, actually know when gyms and stuff and like indoor dining opened. Like we had all this like whole patio thing going on. Like in Toronto, we have this like weird incentive where they do like patio season. Like I don't know how it is where you guys are, but like patio dining is like a big thing in the summer here. And so they basically just like where I live, it's like a really like, because like we have like downtown and like the area I live in is like really car like dependent. Like people just drive everywhere. Like people don't take public transit as much. And so where I live, there was a street I was working on, and essentially because most of the places don't have patios, like they're just like small along this like main road. They literally took like fencing and like where there was like street side parking, they made like tables and stuff, which like I don't know. I'm not eating on the road when people are like speeding down it all the time, but like they were doing that. And like I want to say they opened I want to say restaurants opened in July, but I don't know if that's actually correct or not. But no, as soon as like they opened our schools back in September, and it seemed like that all the cases went up, and then kind of since then they've just been kind of rising and rising and rising, and it's just gotten like our healthcare system here doesn't have like that many beds, I don't think, for like ICU and stuff. So we were getting like, it was probably low compared to what you guys get, but like we were getting like 2,000 cases a day, and that started getting to the point where like, yeah, we kind of got to close stuff. And like I know I was working somewhere where they you got like, it was like customer facing roles, so you're dealing with like so many people all the time, and like the amount of like, I was in a small space too, so I was always so freaking paranoid. I was just like, this is not a good time. And I was like, it was also something like I was working Sundays, so like it was one of those things where I was like, I couldn't watch any of the NFL games. I'd have to deal with like tons and tons of people, and then like at the end of the day I just go home and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I was just like, okay. But no, we've been like, I think, and like they just said something the other day, like our cases are slowly starting to go down after this like hard lockdown. So they'll probably actually start reopening stuff. That means I'll have to go back to like working on Sundays, which I don't really want to do. So
yeah, we went like New Jersey, New York area got hit really bad. Like we had a really bad spring. Like we were all full lockdown, like you guys are now. Then slowly but surely, once summertime came, it was like outdoor dining was fine. And right now we've been pretty fortunate. Like we have like the gyms are open to like limited capacity. We have a little bit limited indoor dining, and now the numbers are getting better. So they're gonna slowly but surely open things more up. But that's crazy that you guys are like that. Right? That sucks.
Well, we have like super strict lockdown, and like I don't know, it's I don't know, I don't mind it, but like I'd rather like people stay safe type thing. But like most of our stuff here has been like, I'd rather just like stay closed until cases actually start like making some progress. Like literally the other day, like the first day our cases were down, our mayor, who's like, I don't really rate him, to be honest. I was just like, he's just like, yeah, we need to start thinking about reopening Toronto. It's like, buddy, our cases have been down for like a day, calm down. So I don't know, hopefully it's getting better. Like I think it's also like with the climate and stuff, you've got all the people like everyone like going like hanging out indoors. So
Yep.
I don't know. It's like, what can you do? But like, I'll just stay home and watch sports. Like now that the Flyers are back, like
Yeah,
like,
we're lucky.
I can just
right
stay
now.
watching hockey.
It's a time of year now where most people stay inside anyway because the weather. Like we're getting a snowstorm on like on Monday, and like, so now everybody stays in anyway. When the weather gets nice, when everybody wants to leave the house, and that's when people get pissed off and get frustrated because it's like, listen, it's 80 degrees and sunny, or it's beautiful. You want to go to the beach or wherever else. Now it's not as bad, but this past spring was awful here. It was terrible.
Yeah, no, the spring was like just hang out inside. Like I literally don't think I went anywhere from like March. Like it was so weird because like I literally like it was so like fast how like COVID kind of took over because like literally like I remember there was a day I was going home from work and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta catch the Flyers game, Flyers Bruins. Like that's like my number one like game to watch type thing. Like so I was like, okay, let's go home, take the subway home. Everything seems normal, seems fine. And then like by Friday, it was just like I was at work and my manager's calling me and she's like, yeah, we're doing skeleton staffing, so you're gonna be working on your own all day. And I'm like, cheers. Like thanks for the heads up. And then like 2 weeks later everything was kind of like shut down, and like now I think it's just people aren't as like worried about it, which like I'm still worried about it, so I'll keep staying home. I'll go, only time I think I've gone out lately is to go, there's this like amazing ice cream place near us.
There you go.
On the 31st of every month they go they discount their ice cream, so like I don't care if it's the winter, I'm buying like 4 tubs of ice cream.
There you go.
That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Do that, stock up for the Flyers game tomorrow. It'll be a good time. But yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you. You're a celebrity now because the chat absolutely loves you and you drop all your knowledge. So thank you for joining me. I definitely appreciate it.
No, fun stream, guys. Talk to you later. By the way, everyone in the chat, I read all your comments afterward, but I think you guys are hilarious. So don't worry. Be yourselves. I don't care. I'm not very sensitive about that sort of thing.
You can't be in these streets, man. These are rough streets around here.
Like, I don't know. I don't, nothing bothers me. Like it takes a lot to really annoy me. So like, I don't care what you guys say. So yeah, nice being on the stream again. And yeah, see you guys later.
Go Devils.
No, who's on their team?
Have a good night.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what the chat is saying right now. So I don't even know what. Let's see. Don't read the chat. You guys are bad, man. Best prime time ever. Don't hear about Darnold. You guys are bad. Oh man, you guys. You guys are crazy as shit. Yeah, I'm not talking COVID shit here. Primetime's girl. Let's talk COVID. Oh boy, Opens truly. It's just holy shit. Let's see here. Anything you may have been. Go blue shirts. Legend's getting some. This is why Legend's smiling so much right now. Holy shit. We may have to. Primetime's out of here. Yeah, I'm actually impressed you guys, for the most part, behaved. This is pretty good. This is impressive. Oh, my goodness. This is actually, you guys actually are. This is, I'm surprised you guys are actually, this is well behaved here. All right, so cool. Is there anything else? Chat definitely didn't behave. I guess I missed half it. Could you imagine if we got Goff and Campbell? No, it'd be a disaster, a complete disaster, absolute disaster. Can I send you some important information? You can always send me stuff. You could probably do another couple minutes. I can't believe we did this shit for 3 hours. We've been on this shit for 3 hours tonight. What the hell? Let's see. Flyers do suck. All right. No, I think you guys were actually better this time. Shake weights are good, man. They're good for our workouts. Let's see. It was better than last time. I think I didn't look at them all because I tried to pay attention because it's very, very distracting. Yep. She is from Canada. I think Toronto. Yeah, she's very good. Let's see. The lines, I don't understand it at all. I can't believe it's 11 o'clock. I've been doing this 3 hours. Holy shit. Thank you guys for joining us. Definitely appreciate us. I keep saying us. It's me and this thing over here. And then we got another viewer here, the late night viewer. I'm like, the Trulies are just cranking out. So we're going to get Vinny on here. Vinny, what's up, man?
Prime time. I mean, Tyson.
Prime time. What the hell?
I'm with you 100%. If we got to give 4 first for Watson, give 4 first. If we got to give 4 first, a third, and a fifth, give 4 first, a third, and a fifth. Just get the man in the building.
Yep, I agree, dude. So now, what is your level of concern, man? Do you think this is going to be kind of a, all-in thing? Do you think you have a legitimate chance? How do you think this is going to work?
It's tough because at first you get 2 teams, right? It was Miami and it was us. Then out of everybody's like, yo, it's going to be Miami. It's going to be New York. Then you get San Fran thrown in. Then out of left field comes Carolina. So now I feel like in a couple of days, there's going to be another random team that gets thrown in, and everybody's going to jump on their bandwagon and justify how they could get him. At the end of the day, though, like I said in the chat, it's really up to Watson. If he has the no trade clause, I understand that, the whole premise is behind everything. But if he don't want to go somewhere, he's not going to go somewhere.
Do you think he's going to give? I mean, we talked about this previously, but it's like instead of just saying, I'm only going to go to 2 teams. Do you think he does the Houston Texans a favor, saying, you know what, I'll go to here's a list of 10 tems and be more of like a team guy doing it that way?
Nah, man. I think the reason he wants out is because of that Christian dude that they hired. I forget his name.
Yep.
And with that, like, he's done. Like that was it for him. He cut the string and he's not looking back.
It could be, man. It's interesting to see how it's all going to play out, man. And the rumors are driving me crazy, man. It's like every time you refresh Twitter, it's like, oh shit, here's another thing. So-and-so like this. And it's just like, I just want it done, man. Like, it could change the Jets on and off the field so quickly. It'd be mind blowing. Getting new players, and like your quarterback position's addressed for the first time in decades.
It'd be the best quarterback we ever had. I'm going to be 32 in April. Best quarterback I ever seen on the Jets in my life.
Yep. No, it's wild, dude. I can't wait, man. It's going to be interesting for sure. I want it done. Like, now, how long do you think this is going to play out for?
See, I thought it was going to be after the Super Bowl, but now with this trade going down tonight, I'm like waking up every day. I'm waking up. I'm up all night. I'm a vampire, so I'm checking my phone 3, 4, 5. Anytime I get an alert, I'm on it. Breaking news, boom.
Yep.
I mean, it could literally happen anytime. It's really up to JD, and at the end of the day, he's got to make the offer. I think he's on the phone already. I really do.
Let's hope so, man.
He'd be dumb not to, because at the end of the day, with all the trades that he made, can you say he lost one? You could argue the Leo one.
The Leonard Williams one looks a little rough now.
Yeah, but he's in a different system. He's in a 4-3. If he was on Salah's team now, I think he'd be a beast.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe Douglas had a decent first year. Like, I consider last year his first year. Free signings weren't all that great. The draft class is a relative unknown. But dude, I'll keep saying it, man. This is like McCagnon's year when he had the number 3 pick and $100 million in cap space. This is Joe Douglas now. Number 2 pick in the draft. Watson's available, which is a big fish. McCagnon could have got Khalil Mack back then, which was the guy we all wanted. But now it's like number 2 pick, Watson's available, and $80 million in cap space, possibly more.
Yep.
This is his chance to either make it or break it with the Jets, dude. This is it.
On top of it, I was listening to the show. I think it was the last show or the show before, and Primetime was saying how Watson is on the books for 30-something mil. That's next year. That's
next year, not this year. This year's like 10.5.
This year it's only 10.9, I think, or 10.8 or something like that.
Yep.
So with that, after the cuts, right now I think we have like 70 or 60, 70 mil. After the cuts, we're gonna have close to 100.
Yep.
You take that 10, put whatever, give it to him. Take another 10, 15, put it towards the draft. Yep. After that, you still got plenty of money.
Yep.
You could get Allen Robinson. You could get Tooney. You could go get a guy like Ngakoue, whoever, whatever you want to do. The only position that I truly think that we need to target in the draft and high in the draft is cornerback.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. We don't have many.
Even if Sherman comes here, I feel like the move for Sherman would be to go to safety. If we get Sherman, I don't know if we're gonna re-sign May. If we do, that would be a nice duo. Have Ashton Davis come in on sub packages, whatnot.
Yep. No, listen, I agree, man. I mean, Sherman's be a good fit, but Javelin, like a lot of the young corners in the secondary are really unproven, man.
Javelin Guidry's got potential though, but the
he's-
problem is he's a slot corner.
Yep. Yeah, and then you figured Bless Austin's still improving, Bryce Hall's improving. Like all these guys showed something, but now it's like a whole new defense, and you like to have those veteran guys. You need some quality corners, man. Then you make and then safety. It's like Ashton Davis showed a little bit. If Marcus May leaves, you need a leader in the secondary.
Right. And that's where Sherman comes in because or even there's another safety. What's his name?
Keanu Neal.
On San Fran. Who?
Neal, right? Is his name Neal from San Francisco?
Oh yes, Keanu Neal. Neal.
Yep.
He's more of a box safety.
Yep.
So we can either get Sherman, cut May, keep Neal, or vice versa. Sign Neal and keep May and just not go after Sherman, or get Sherman and see what he could do at corner. I mean, they do play a lot of zone in his defense.
Yeah, it's
Bryce Hall is good in zone.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not big on Bless Austin. I think he's a depth piece at the end of the day. Maybe like a 4th, 5th corner or whatever. But we do need that because with the injuries, I don't know if it's a Gase thing or what, but I mean they got rid of the whole training staff and brought in a new one when the training staff we had was good. It was
they weren't a problem.
Came in, he flipped it upside down.
Yep.
So
no, it's true.
I mean, I trust Joe Douglas. I think he's doing a decent job. I think trade wise is where he's earning his money.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Vinny, thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
You got it, brother. Have a good one. I hope you and your family staying safe and
you too, my friend.
The pandemic and all that.
Yeah, brighter days are ahead, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, man.
Life and Jets.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care.
Later. All right. All of a sudden, things have picked up. I think that we had a very special guest here. This guy is becoming another celebrity. We went from Cassandra to this guy. What's up, man? What are you reading, a book?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just reading a book on my favorite show growing up.
What is it?
Airbender. Best Nickelodeon show ever. Not debatable. Anybody who tries is insane.
Where's your guitar at, man?
Oh, it's down here. It's down here on the floor.
Sweet. We got to take requests. Let's see. Are we going to take music requests? Dude, about an hour ago, people were requesting songs.
All right, the only song I want to play for you is Seven Nation Army. We'll talk some football first, before we get into any music.
Okay.
So, obviously we saw the first quarterback domino fall with Stafford going to the Rams. That was weird. Didn't see that one.
So, do you think somebody won that or no? Like,
well,
do you think that...
my gosh. Last time the Rams had a first-round pick, I was still in college. Feels like forever. But I think he's definitely an upgrade. He's not as bad as everyone's claiming him to be because he's just been held down by the mediocrity of the Lions.
No, I think Stafford's a pretty good. Stafford, I think, can do really well with the Rams. Goff with the Lions is kind of.
It's just a salary dump. They're just dumping stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so what do you think about the Deshaun Watson stuff, man? You think there's a lot of rumors about he lets go to Carolina?
I think it's just no one. If you're the Texans, you trade Watson. What's the first priority? Getting his replacement.
Yep.
You want to get his replacement. You want someone who's young and cheap, and by that you need a quarterback through the draft. And what's the best way to get a quarterback in the draft? Top 5 pick. Who has a top 5 pick right now?
Jets and Dolphins.
Exactly.
Dolphins too, though.
Yeah, but I think the Dolphins are going to stick with Tua. They just signed one of his old quarterback coaches.
They could be. You don't know. I mean, I think it's only been a year with Tua. They still, it's.
Yeah, but I don't think they're people say he was bad. He was just meh. He wasn't flashing in the same way that Herbert or Burrow were flashing, but I still think he has a lot of potential. And I think they're going to stick with him. And also, the thing is, though, with the Texans is they don't have as much leverage as people perceive because, one, most of the league can't trade for him because they're either over the cap or they're just barely enough over the cap. Under the cap to where they can just manage their roster as is. So it limits your options there, and then you get even more limited by the no trade clause. So you're going to have to take the fewer buyers there are, the cheaper an item is. So Yeah, no. So, and then like I said, the Jets and the Dolphins don't have to trade for Watson because they have B plans. Like, the Dolphins can stick with Tua and the Jets can draft a quarterback. So it's like if Joe Douglas doesn't like the offer, it's like, well, you know what? I can just draft the quarterback second overall. Go find someone who's willing to pay for that, and find the one Watson's willing to go to. Have a good day, sir. So I mean, it gives a team like the Jets a lot more leverage than they would normally have.
Yeah, no, listen. I mean, in terms of they have no cap space, no draft picks, so they definitely need a lot of picks to get themselves rebuilt here.
Get rid of him before the draft, desperately. Everyone knows that they don't have as much leverage. No, I need to start a band first.
You're doing fine, man. You keep doing. You do one song each stream, you'll be fine.
You're gonna find this crazy, but this is 100% true.
Okay.
My mom's boss opened for Jimi Hendrix.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, no. We bumped in one day. My mom did not believe that Hendrix could play with his teeth, so I had to talk to him to convince her. And
All
then
right,
all right, all right. Let me just get the cut because people want to hear this. Shit, I always forget the part. Hold on, wait, no, it goes like this.
Doing good.
I always fuck it up. Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, no, hold on, I gotta do it. I choke under pressure. Hold on.
It's just very well done, man. Thank you, dude. It's just
I choke harder than the Falcons.
it happens, man. It's not an easy crowd.
No.
It's just thank you for joining me, man. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. Go Jack.
Have a good night, man. Oh, my eyes are tearing. Oh shit. Can't believe it's almost 11:30. What are we doing? Oh my god. Oh my, no, it wasn't that bad. He started off okay. It went a little south towards the end there, but I mean, this is just nuts. Prime times, you'd be like, you motherfuckers did a 3.5 hour stream. Like, what the hell? Oh shit. Oh my god. So we're gonna go to Snaps McGee. What's up, Snaps?
What's up? Let me just get my tuba. I'm gonna follow that up with my tuba. Jesus Christ! First of all, I don't think I know who the legend is. Could you explain to me who the legend is? I must have missed it.
My co-host right now.
I understand that. Is it Kermit the Frog with teeth?
It's a gremlin, man. Come on.
Oh, it's Stripe or whatever.
Stripes.
Stripe. Okay, cool. All right, I just didn't know. Sorry.
He's got a Truly. He's got glasses. He's got primetime sunglasses on. I stole primetime sunglasses. You got to wear those.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, I was cleaning out my closet the other day, and I found this hat.
I love that hat. I had the same one.
It's fantastic, but look at that date.
Yep.
02.
It's been 20 friggin' years.
What is it? 19 years now. Douglas needs to find a way to get Watson here.
Yep.
I mean, that's just it. I'm willing to overpay now. I didn't want to overpay before, but I think we'll have to overpay a little bit. something's got to happen.
So when you say overpay a little bit, what is your max offer?
4. Or I'm not giving Quinnen. I'm not giving 3 in Quinnen. I'll give 3 in Darnold's, obviously. And I'll give 3 and a second. Is
Okay.
that fair? Because I think the price just went up because of this ridiculous deal with Goff.
Yep. The number 2 pick in the draft has a lot of value too, man. That's a hot commodity too. Even though, I mean, you know, it's even though there's not that number 2 guy that everybody wants, but if you're the Texans, you say, hey, you know what, I want Justin Fields, or the Texans could take the number 2 pick and then trade down themselves and get picks they need too. They can use that for a variety of ways.
That's true. That's true, but I want that kid here. I was looking at his stats on Pro Football Reference, and it's just
He could be the best quarterback the Jets have ever had.
Well, I'm almost 50, and he would be the best quarterback I've seen in my Jet life. I mean, Richard Todd, Ken O'Brien, and the list goes on. And Jesus,
We got a question. Is that a Dracula Muppet?
oh no, it's
Oh, it's a golf club. Holy shit! this show's got it all, man.
Got it all, yeah.
That's your golf club shit.
Yeah.
Never know what to expect on this show anymore.
Yeah. It's, actually, everyone was great tonight.
But wait. So my question is, what is your plan B? What is your plan B if Watson doesn't come here?
You draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam's great. I love Sam, but it's time to go.
Yeah.
I would probably draft. I would actually trade down. I'd love to trade down with Atlanta or something like that. Get more picks and take whoever's there. I mean, be it Trey Lance or Mac Jones, but it's not really settling. I think, but like everyone says, some of the best quarterbacks were drafted later in the draft, and rarely the number 1 or number 2 pick. Do it. So, but I want Watson here, and I want him here soon.
Dude, I'm down.
Dude, Douglas has got to do away. Jaime, whoever, Salah, get it done.
Yep.
Peace.
No, I agree, man.
Speak to you soon.
Snaps. Thank you for the package too, man.
Oh yeah, hope you like it.
Absolutely, man. It's awesome. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. You got it.
Have a good night.
You too, brother.
All right. So we got what here? Yeah, I mean, now we just jumped. He said, what is it? I jumped the shark. Tyson is seriously questioning his honest now and what he does. No, I'm not questioning anything, man. I just last night was crazy because we had kangaroos on here. Then we have our own guitarists now. We have I think right now we expect anything now. Like this is just anything goes here. Yeah, we've been on so late. Prime time's probably home by now, for Christ's sakes, for all we know. So I can't believe it's almost 11:30. Holy shit. We got here. The only thing this thing is missing is Snoopy. Where the hell is Snoopy tonight? He's the only one that's the only one that hasn't been joining us. So crazy shit. Let's see. There was somebody made a good point a little bit back here. A couple more. I don't drink. You like your liver? That's nothing new. You can drink responsibly or not drink excessively. A 24-hour stream. That'd be interesting during a snowstorm or something like that. Let's see. What do we got here? Joe Douglas should take notes. His Sam's value now is a good question, man. 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick. I mean, he's not coming off anything that's inspiring. That's for damn sure. So we'll do a couple more and we'll wrap this up at 11:30 at night. Holy shit, man. We're not even watching sports or anything. We're just talking. Let's see. Yep, for charity, which we could do that too. We could definitely do that. Raise money for charity. I don't care. 24 hours is a lot, though. Let's see. I hope that the fans were happy with the 2 wins are enjoying this. It's a world of uncertainty and chaos instead of one waiting for Lawrence. Fair point. Rams got Stafford. Yep, we talk it. Don't wrap it up. What do you want us to talk about, man? Appreciate you guys, too. Guess we'll do is wrap it up. It's almost 11:30. We're going to do a halftime show. We're going to do the Super Bowl next week. Thank you guys all for joining me, first of all. Super Bowl next week. Halftime show during the Super Bowl. And probably a bunch of stuff. We're going to do a stream Monday night, 8 o'clock. And yeah, let's see. What does this say? Oh, hold on. You guys are wild, man. I don't want Sean Payton to teach Sam. Thank you. Legendary. Talk to you guys Monday night. See you guys later.